Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it all goes to shit. Anyway, guys, welcome to Chord Dave Live, number 70. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. We did a thing. Anyway, the system's all messed up on me. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's start again. Hey, welcome to Saturday Night Live with me, Chord Dave. Thanks for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. It's going to be a long night. Thanks for joining me. Here's a beer. I think I need it. Here's to you. Slaunch it. All right, cool. Back with the old Hop House 13. Not a sponsor, but could be. And yeah, actually, the first comment I put in the chat this evening was I found my perfect sponsor. They're not sponsors yet, but let's give them a shout out anyway. 3 Chord Bourbon. Guys, if you want to be a sponsor, just reach out. The email's in the description of all the videos, and it'll be great. We'll do some good stuff together, I'm sure. Now, let me get a couple of comments and stuff from you guys here. Great to see so many of you guys in the comments of the videos been going out daily this month. By the way, if you're wondering, hey, where's Chord Dave's video for today? This is it. I'm so tired of making videos, guys. It's 10 days in. I'm like, I don't know what to do next. It's fine. I'll ramp it up tomorrow. I'll get some out. Thank you to those of you who signed up for the free trials on Patreon. That's super cool to see. Finally getting some traction there, which is great. Something YouTube's telling me something about bit rates that I don't care about right now. But anyway, yeah, super cool. Some of you have joined up on Patreon. That's super cool. I did mean to say during this month of a video every day, it's going to be tough to put out the guitar wish list, but I'm going to try this week to get one out as well over there. And of course, from tomorrow again, the videos start going back up again every single day. So I'll probably put one out straight on YouTube tomorrow and then have a preview of Mondays on as well on Patreon. So if you want to join, links in the description of all the videos, and or you can just search Patreon 3 Chord Dave or whatever you want to do. It's all good. Yeah, anyway, let's dig into it. It's been another week. I've got some bad news and some funny news. And you know, there's a lot going on in the guitar YouTube space. I don't know who to believe and who not to believe, but hey, it's all good. So yeah, anyway, guys, you know what? For the laugh, could everyone just click on 3 Chord Bourbon's link at some point in the evening, if you're over the legal age of drinking stuff, and tell them 3 Chord Dave sent you on YouTube. Maybe they will sponsor me at some point. A couple of free bottles would be fine. Scott says, that's perfect for you. Indeed, Scott, I think it is too. We should definitely do something. T is here. Good to see you, T. And thanks for the emails recently, by the way. I said, hey, Scott, evening all. And Scott says, look like Rick Beato on their age verification page. Maybe it is. Maybe he has a secondary career, a side hustle, aside from making lots of money on YouTube and selling books and courses and appearances and stuff like that. Ryan says they had samples of this at the LCBO a while ago. There you go. I hope you tried it, and I hope it was good. Very cool, Ryan. T says, will you be drinking bourbon tonight, Dave? You know, I would have if I had planned things out and not just found 3 Chord Bourbon like 10 minutes before the show started. So yeah, like between the hours of between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. when the show starts, like I have that down to an art of how I do things, preparing for the show, getting it all ready, getting the camera ready, getting the light ready. That light over there is not working right now. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'll fix that tomorrow. But yeah, you know, I have that down to fine art, but for some reason I found a show I needed to watch today, and so I ran into that time a little bit, and it was about 9:30 when I had to do like an hour's worth of getting ready for the show. It's funny. So I'm not going to tell you what the show was or anything about it, but it's a show that my ex was in. She was on a reality TV show thing, just like a one episode of it, and I thought, and I just came across it randomly. Not so much randomly. I found it. I was watching a different channel on YouTube, and they had reality TV show stuff, and then they mentioned this show, and I was like, oh, I know that she was on that show. I'm going to check out if they have her episode, because I'd never seen her episode of it, and I did see her episode, and it was hilarious, and I thought she was great, but yeah, so that's why I'm a little bit ill prepared for tonight's show, guys. So please bear with me if things don't go well or don't go right. It's probably because I wasn't preparing for the last hour as much as I should have. But there you go. Ryan says, I know a girl called Three Beer Brandy. It's the same girl. No, it's not the same girl. Scott says, was 3 beers her minimum or maximum? And Ryan says, I suppose you could buy her more than 3 if you wanted. I mean, every town has a 3 beer brandy, I think. I'll say no more. Marsha's here. Good to see you, Marsha. Says, howdy, partners in crime. Good to see you, Marsha. Hope all's well with you. And you're doing good. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, as always. Hector Cruz says, did you see Trogley's breakdown of which Adam Jones artworks may be coming? Which do you think will be next? Yeah, I did see that one, actually, because those of us in the guitar YouTube community, I think all of us are trying to get the jump on everyone else. Everyone's trying to get the first information out. So far, I have a 2-0 record. Nobody's beaten me to the information on YouTube, as far as I'm aware. However, they have tightened up the ship, man. There's nothing so far about the third incarnation yet. There will be, but not yet. So officially, and the reason I watched that video from Sir Geeklord was I thought he might have some information, but I don't think he's right on a couple of the video or a couple of the art pieces he's suggested. And I think the Frank Frazetta one is right. I think he's right on that one. Whether that's next, I'm not sure, but it could be. It could be that one, which is, it's definitely, I'm pretty sure that is going to be one of them. It's either the next one or the last one that's going to be. And the other one, his wife's ones, I think I've seen them somewhere else. The one, I don't think she's doing original stuff for the guitar. So not yet. I'm still hoping we will have confirmation next week, hopefully. I'd expect these to be out in April. No? Yeah, February they came out. Yeah, so they should be out in April, middle of April. Around NAMM week, actually, is when they should be coming out. So and the opening day of NAMM, that's when they should be out, according to the release of the last one. And they're every 2 months is the idea that we have at the minute. So for the Adam Jones, I'm still going to try my best to find out. It's about just over a month away. So we had the information 6 weeks early last time, I think. So I'm very surprised we haven't had it yet. So we'll find out. If not, I can just ask my pal Cesar on Instagram, right? I'm sure he will give me all of that information. Sure. But anyway, I'll find out as soon as I can. I'll make a video about it because I know there's a lot of you guys out there dying to know and wanting to pick one of these up. Mike is here, says, the sailors said, Brandy, you're a fine girl. Good morning, lads, lassies, and budget Irish Billy Gibbons. Sir, I thank you for that compliment. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Great to have you here on your Sunday morning. My Saturday evening and other people's Saturday afternoon, but it's all good. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Marcia says, I saw Geeklord having a tough time talking himself into what? Hang on, I'll start again. I saw Geeklord having a tough time talking it into himself that the AJ Epiphones might actually be good. Every time he tried to say something nice, he stepped back. I didn't watch the parts other than when he was speculating, so I don't know his parts and specs, how that went. I'd imagine they were both the same, like the 2 Epiphones. I didn't understand why he traded his guitar for 3 Epiphones, to the same artwork. Like get something else, get like a non-Adam Jones guitar. But he went for the ones he did. Anyway, Geeklord, if you want to come on and explain that to us, feel free. I gotta come up with, like, I don't know what, 21 extra videos this month, and having people like you on would fill the void a little bit. We'll see. But of all the guitar YouTubers, he is never coming on this channel. Not that I don't want him. He would never appear on this channel. I'm pretty sure of that. Marsha also says, I haven't watched a Geeklord video in a long time. That was the first in a while. It's okay, Marsha, to be a secret closet Geeklord fan. It's okay. You're not the only one around here. I know for sure. I think our good friend Glenn Bailey never misses a video. I know that. But anyway, we'll deal with Glenn at a later date. William Forrest is here, says, hey all, good to see you, William. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Ryan says, I never liked the silver burst, and the artwork on the back does nothing to help it, in my opinion. If they did different burst colors to match the artwork, maybe. Yeah, I've said it before. I'm not a big fan of the silver burst. which is fine. Everyone has their own tastes, you know. I would, I just don't like it. I just don't like especially the aged Silverburst. The new Silverburst is not as bad. I have one of those long before an aged Silverburst, but yeah, it's just not for me. And the art, I think the art collection is more interesting to me, but I don't know. I think what it does really, and what I like that it's doing, is it's shining a light on some artists that are less well known, and it'll get people more interested in some of these artists. So I think that's a very cool thing, using his bigger name within the guitar world, at least, to spread some love to some of these artists and get them well known, which is cool. Personally, for a guitar I'm owning, there's no appeal to me whatsoever. I'm all old school when it comes to guitar. Like, I'm turning more into, I think I can eventually see myself being like, yeah, I do like the whole relicing Murphy Lab thing, because it shows some mojo or something on the guitar. I don't know. I mean, I'm not there yet. Maybe in 10 years time I'd be like, damn, I love those aged looking guitars. Because, you know, that's just how it is. But I agree with you, Adam. I don't or Ryan, sorry. The Silverburst just does nothing for me, and neither does the artwork. But it's cool that they're shining a light on someone else. But we'll see. We'll see. Because again, nobody really knows what's going to be on the back of the guitars. I think the Frank Frazetta one is that Trogley said. I can't remember what he said it's called. Is it called Moonlight or something, or whatever it's called? It's a really nice painting, I think. I think it's the best of the three so far. If that it does end up being it. Al's here. Good to see you, Al. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And DMAC is here as well, which is always good to see. Scott says, anyone new here, you'll have to subscribe. Wait for a minute, and then you can chat in the best chat on YouTube. Indeed. It's that way for a reason. It's to force you to subscribe to the channel. We are on 7,195 subscribers. Which is just shy of my total goal of 27 million. So if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be super cool, and I would be your best friend. So you make sure you hit that subscribe button. Super chat came in from Fla, €5. Thank you so much. Says, great to see Irish content in this space. Keep it going, Dave. Great channel. I'm half good here in Kildare. Well, Fla, thank you so much, man. That is super cool of you. I appreciate it. The Irish content will keep on rolling, and sláinte. And hopefully you'll be fully cut by the end of the show. But awesome. Thanks so much. Richard Clark says, just pulled the trigger on a TV Yellow special this morning. Now I have 3 days of torture waiting to play it. That's cool, man. I love the TV special, the TV Yellow special. It's definitely high on the list of Les Pauls that I'm going to be looking at towards the end of the year. I just like them. I just think they're very cool. And the whole TV Yellow story is funny, I think, because I still, like, I'm 40, but I had a black and white TV in my bedroom when I was a kid that I bought at a car boot sale for, I think, £10. And I bought it so I could play Sonic the Hedgehog on it. So yeah, it worked. Bought it with my own money that I made from, I don't know, doing stuff. Totally legal stuff. That's how I make all my money, doing totally legal stuff. Most of it anyway. Anyways, says, but Richard, once you have it, heaven. Yeah, I think that you're going to love it for sure. And I'm a little bit jealous, Richard, but I'm sure you will play the heck out of it. So good for you, man. Nella's here. Good to see you, Nella. Nobody misgender Nella this evening, please. That would be very unfortunate. We don't want a repeat of last week. Okay, Marcia, just stay with the program. But thanks for that. Let me just fix this because it's actually driving me crazy. YouTube is doing a thing. Oh man, I skipped a load of chats, didn't I? Yeah, that's YouTube's fault. Sorry, guys. So let me try and catch up on anything I've missed. All right, where is it? It's after deleting a whole load of crap. All right, sorry. Scott asked, so I'll just jump in on anything I don't recognize, I'll read out, or I don't think I've read out again. How many official TV finishes are there? I don't know. There was, TV Yellow. I think there was a TV Silver at one point. I'm not 100% sure beyond that, to be honest. That is a good question to search. Now that says I got an Epi SG Special P90 On Wednesday. I like it. Those are cool. I approve. Good job. Good job. Indeed. Yeah, very nice. Now that says, I agree, the Epiphone TV yellow doesn't look right. Um, I haven't seen the two of them up close side by side, but I would consider both of them, to be honest. I'll have to probably hold both close in my hands and see how that goes. Um, Let me see what we've got here. SB, good evening, SB. Hope you're doing well. Says, evening. This week work was so stressful I didn't think about guitars neither. I want to play lately. I've been there, SB, a lot lately. You know, as you guys know, when I was telling you lots of stuff that you didn't need to know about last week or a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's been tough for me kind of to get motivated to pick up a guitar at the end of the day or middle of the day or whenever. Of late, like I'm talking, when I say of late, I mean like the last 3-4 months, and I had to start putting the guitar right here. So my Telecaster is right here, the Squire 40th anniversary one. I'm being very careful not to bash it because there's all desky stuff down there, printers and stuff like that. But I found putting it by my desk, which means that it's by my side nearly all day long, makes me want to pick it up from time to time, and I do. So that's a way you could maybe, if you can do something like that. I don't know if you work in an office or something, but if you have a way of putting a guitar nearer to you on a daily basis, do that. That's helped me last few weeks. I've been playing every day again, and enjoying it again, which is the thing. I wasn't enjoying it. Now I am again, and so many things I forgot how to play, and I'm trying to relearn them. So, over a short space of time, like, how can I not play this anymore? So anyway, it's it. In terms of work being stressful, give yourself a break, man. Work is just a fucking job. All right. Just take a step back, take a few deep breaths, and be like, hey, you know what? It's not that important. It's only work. I would say that, but you know, I left a job that was really stressful last year. Yeah, around this time last year, and I'm in a job now that's not so stressful, that I have a lot more control over, and that I'm getting on much better with. And I didn't have a bad job before; it was just stressful, and I hated it. Um, so yeah, just keep yourself motivated by knowing it's just a job. Don't worry about it too much because it's just a job, and you know, you're so much more than that. You're a guitar player and a member of the Chord Dave community. So yeah, let's know how you're getting on, and just remember, we're all behind you. Bass Fox 11 fourth says, cheers, Scott. I presume you mentioned some said hello in one of the messages that was deleted by YouTube. YouTube's a dick. But thanks for joining us. I hope you're doing well, and it's always great to see you. Folks like yourself, it's super cool. Richard Clark says, the TV yellow Epiphone, it looks like it should be called Dave Mustardin. Dave Mustard Stain. I'll learn to read one of these days. Dave Mustard Stain. I like it. I like it. I am one of those weirdos, though, who calls his guitars by feminine names. So I can't agree with calling a guitar Dave, but you know, it's fine. Ben Allmarks here says, hi Scott, hope you're well, pal. Hope you're well, Ben. Hope all's good with you. And Marcia says, SB, hope it gets better this week. Indeed, all things are temporary, all things. SB says, thanks Marcia, I'm hanging in there, it'll get better. Indeed it will. Batfink 2 says, people of planet Earth, I send greetings from my family and I. Batfink 2, please alert your family and yourself and your entire home planet that we wish them well. Good to see you as always, Batfink. Micah says, I got a 2015 R8 with my name on it. Just going to be 3 weeks till I get my hands on it. 5,750 New Zealand dollars for it. So off the top of my head, 3,300 odd euro. I think that's pretty good, right? For an R8. Even if it is 2015. No, 2015s are I mean, the R8's not going to have the Robo tuners or anything like that. So you're good as far as I'm aware. Unless they went really crazy. But that's super cool. I'm like, not jealous. A little bit jealous. Batfink 2 says, my mod, how you doing? Referring to Scott, I believe. I think we should hire several new mods, to be honest, on the channel. We should do a talent show, and the top 5 people become mods on the channel. That will be next week's Chord Dave live. So get your talents ready, and we can have a really live show. It'd be great. Who's up for it? Who's up for it? Marcia says, "Hey, it's about to get batty in here." That absolutely certainly is the case. Battling 2 says, "Sir David, how are thou?" Fine. Yeah, let's go with fine. But saying that weird accent I did. Marcia says, or Batfink says, "Marcia, the guitar smasher." How are you doing? And your pal Huey. Yeah, we need a Huey update. We haven't had one so far. So if you could fill us in, that'd be great. Hey Dave, I can introduce you to your local Dame of the Night, Three Teeth Carol. Actually, it's a stage name. She has 5 teeth. Well, there you go. I think I know her from a few years ago, but that's a long story. And Batfink says, "SB, isn't her brother called Gummy Lewis?" Yeah, I'm just gonna back away from this conversation. Baffing says, "There you go, Marcia. I said that dreadful word." Well, you know, it's fine. We're all here for fun. T-Ball says, "What up, freaks?" Good to see you, Anthony. Hope you're well, man. And Glenn Bailey, here he is. He's right here. Good to see you, Glenn. You are my constant reminder that sometimes people who get yellow cards deserve second chances. Love to see you, Grant. Thanks for dropping in. Marcia says, "Actually, that's a great one. I'm going to have to use that sometime." SB says, "I saw Cesar's Insta videos from his snow mountain trip. Wonder if he plays down the mountain. He'll scream, 'Play authentic!' Broken bone sound." I mean, I was wondering that. I was like, everyone's clicking on this thing to see his mountain, but his snowing on the mountain skiing thing, but all they really want to see is guitar leaks, because he's the biggest guitar leaker in Gibson history. I mean, it's fine, Cesar. It's not really you, promise. Batfing says, "Tina, the town bike." It's the town bike in my town's not called Tina, but anyway, it's a long story and I won't go into it until at least 11:30. Marcia says, "Oh no, I haven't really watched in a while. I need a Geek Lord break." Needed a Geek Lord break? Sure. I get you. Batfing says she gives free rides. All right. Listen. I get you. On her new shiny Harley, get your mind out of the gutter. Listen, she's got a Harley Benton. That's fine. I'm happy for her. Sounds like a good time. Al says, "Love the bourbon burst. Silver burst leaves me cold." I like the bourbon burst. I think it's very cool as well. Yeah. Of the bursts, I think bourbon burst is really cool. There's one called root beer burst that I'm like, I don't know, I think it's my guilty pleasure finish. I really like it. Anyways, rolling on. It's not important. Epiphone Jones's guitars are gonna be interesting to watch age with wear. If I was Adam Tool, I'd include a belt buckle guaranteed to scratch the artwork. Yeah, it's interesting though, because they're poly finishes, they shouldn't actually age, like not in the way that the Gibsons will. So I don't know. I have a feeling people are buying them for. I mean, look, there are genuine Adam Jones fans and what do you call them? People who like Silverburst guitars, and who are buying those, or trying to buy those guitars, but with only 800 available each time, it makes it very difficult. And I am 100% sure there are scalpers like our good friend Geeklord who are going to try and buy up the whole collection. And that to me sucks, because there will be people who genuinely want these guitars and won't get them because of people trying to buy them and resell them at 2,000 or 3,000 when they're all sold out. So yeah, that sucks, I think, a little bit. But hey, it's all business, right? That's what it is. SB says, "I have to confess, I damaged that box that Geeklord sent. Next time I'll leave a paper bag on fire in his door." I mean, you know, that's one way of leaving a service review. Marcia says, "Us people be crazy." Yes, that is true. If you're here, you're probably slightly imbalanced in one way or another. Ryan says, "SB was Agnesi alongside him with the leather jacket." He may have been. Maybe he was the one filming all the stuff. Batfing says, "Marcia, nothing but a bunch of guitar degenerates. We mean no harm." Degenerates are, most of the people I've hung around with in my life are degenerates of some kind or another. gamblers, drinkers, um, you know, reality TV addicts. Anyways, Benny Larson's here. Good to see you, Benny. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, Al is here and says it's a shame when John Travolta does a T-Mobile commercial singing from Greece. Sad day. Was that a Super Bowl thing? I think I saw that. I think I saw that actually. Yeah, the guy, what's his name? The guy Zach Braff was in it as well, right? Um, I haven't seen it during the Super Bowl thing. I just watched the Super Bowl commercials the day after. The only reason I did is because the company I work for had a Super Bowl commercial this year, and they were like, "Check out our Super Bowl commercial," and I thought it was terrible. But there you go. That's just my 2 cents. Not telling you which one or who was in it, because then you'll know who I work for, and you'll reach out to me, and I don't want you to. Flamed Mahogany Table, great name. Says finally caught one of these live. Sup? Good to see you, Flame Mahogany Table. Glad to have you live with us. That's super cool. Glad that you're able to join us. I hope you're well. SB says, laughing my ass off. Agnesi was in the mountain, but fighting a monk because he was bald too. There can be only one. Hey, if there's only one, I'm just saying, come at me, Agnesi. If there can be only one, there can be two, by the way. The movie's a lie, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's see, where are we now on the chat? It's doing this thing again where it's just throwing in random chats to me when I think I'm good, and this is like it's doing. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely time to change up the old streaming platform. They've given me assurances each week for the last like 4 weeks. The problem is fixed. Don't worry. Install the new update, go live, and you'll see it's all fine. And then I go live, and the same problem occurs. So, yeah, good times. Anyway, Flash says, cheers, buddy. Good stuff there. Badfing says, Benny, nice to see you. How's Bjorn? I know what you're getting at. Let me see. Badfing says, Ryan, how you doing, pal? I heard you weren't too well. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, Ryan, we do hope you're feeling better. DMAX says, more Irish content. I was listening to a ton of Thin Lizzy this week. Johnny the Fox record, mostly. Very cool. Nothing wrong with listening to a lot of Lizzie. I did find myself watching a concert from Dublin with Gary Moore doing a tribute to Thin Lizzy, or not to Thin Lizzy, just to Phil Lynott. That was very cool. It was very cool. I don't know if you guys know, but Gary Moore could play guitar. He was pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, that was great. Missed him a lot. We're watching that show. I was like, damn, I never got to see that dude play live. Would have been so great. Let me see. Jack Collins is here. Good to see you. Jack says, hello, everyone. I'm from Louisiana, and I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're doing well in Louisiana, Jack. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's super cool to have you. Al says, you all are spoiled. I watched black and white TV for 25 years. Don't lie, Al. The world was black and white until the invention of color television. I know. I've asked my parents, and they've agreed that that's how it was. But, hey, it's all good. I enjoyed playing Sonic the Hedgehog on a black and white TV that was smaller than my laptop is right now. So it's all good. I had the best of both worlds. No color for Sonic in my life. It's all good. Also, I learned to stay up really late playing video games. It was probably bad lesson that I was taught by having a TV in my bedroom. Anyway, Robert Gallagher says, hi, good to see you, Robert. Hope you're well. Badfing says, Benny was kidding every time I heard the name Benny. I think of Benny and Bjorn from ABBA. Yes, I'm old. No, that's pretty appropriate for the age group around here. Badfing, it's all good. SB says, oh, speaking of exes, I saw in Bumble an old crush of mine. She rejected me bad. Now she's a dirty hippie. Looks very hobo. I felt great. She aged horrible. Here's the thing I'm going to say to you. That's fine. But I've been fortunate. I don't have a bad word to say about any of my exes. They were all wonderful people who made bad choices. That's all I'll say. But it is nice to think, hey, I've moved on from that person, and I feel like they're not the right person for me anymore. That's super cool. So SB, glad that's the way it is. And it's just time to maybe find someone who's not a dirty hippie. That's all I'm saying. Flamed Mahogany Table says, I think there's been a TV gold top It was a custom shop. That rings a bell. I think you could be correct on that one. Asian Rednecks here. Good to see you. Says, howdy y'all. Been a while since I could make it live. Hope all's been well for everyone. Good, great to see you, Asian Redneck. Hope you are well. Yeah, all good, more or less. You're probably like, hey, why is Dave pumping out loads of videos the last few weeks or so? Doing a full month of a video every day, including this live stream this week. And then, of course, we have NAMM next month, which is going to be epic, but it's also going to be a little disappointing because I found out this week, as I believe Casino Guitars did, because I watched their video, Gibson, meaning also Epiphone, Fender and Squiers, and of course we knew PRS weren't going to be there, but none of the big companies are going to be there. None of the big companies are going to be there. Gibson, Fender, PRS, they're not going to be there at NAMM this year, which is disappointing to me because I did kind of buy my ticket thinking it's going to be great to run into Cesar and Agnesi at the show. And now we won't. So anyway, it's fine. We will make the best of what is there and make some cool videos. Like I was saying about Adam Jones's art collection, showing off less known, well, they're known well in the arts world, but not maybe beyond that. Shining light on people. Maybe we can do that with the videos from NAMM. Show some people who are not so well known and companies who are not so well known and things like that. So that'll be cool, and I look forward to it. It probably just means I'll spend a day less walking around the convention center than I would have. So that's all good. It's all good. I got a lot of plans. I'll head out to Norm's Rare Guitars probably a day early. That's all. But yeah, super cool that everything else is going on. But sad that Gibson and Fender are not going to be there at all. I think they're going to do virtual releases on the week of NAMM to kind of try and steal its thunder because they're pricks. But it's fine. We'll do videos about them from a hotel room as well. So we'll figure that out when we get there, when it's NAMM time, which is only about a month away. So yeah, but I was a bit bummed when I found that out. Richard says, I had B&W, 3 channels and no remote until 1974. Did I buy a TV off you at a car boot sale? I think that's what the TV was made for. Ryan, I used to sell those Atari and Calico games in Eaton's. That's from Batfink. Indeed, Calico and Atari games would have been fun on that TV for sure. Benny says, okay. And I must be missing a lot of comments here, guys. I do apologize. As I mentioned, it's YouTube being a dick. It's the reason. So hopefully YouTube will stop being a dick one of these days. Ryan says, I have a satin black Gibson P90 special. Specials are probably the best value LP. I agree. I think they're pretty cool. I love them. I love the look of them. But I know 5 years ago I didn't love the look of them, so now I do. Tastes change, things change, and yeah, so that's all good. That can happen too. Let me see. Robert says, "G'day people, Dave. You're a man of great knowledge, so enlighten me. What's so great about a 59 LP, or are the lucky few protecting their pensions, not criticizing, only asking?" Well, Robert, good morning to you. Happy Sunday down there in Australia. Super cool to have you. The answer is they're not that great. so no. Here's the thing. This is why I made the video yesterday, because a few folks in here in the live stream have said, hey, I was born in 1959, never going to be able to buy one of those guitars. And I was like, yeah, you can. You're just not a 59 burst. The thing about the 59 Les Paul is, and this comes straight from Duff McKagan, because he told me when I read his book, saying that some of the 59s are great and some of them are terrible. And I think it's in his book. It's somewhere. I saw something with him either saying it on TV in an interview or something, or it's in his book that, he bought a 59, not because it's a brilliant guitar, but because it's a brilliant investment. And he was like, some of them are really great and some of them are not. And in fact, some of them are terrible, I think was the exact quote. But yeah, there's just this aura about them. People think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, but you probably have better guitars in, 58, 60. That kind of, I'm not talking just Les Pauls, I'm talking about Gibson in general. Like the 68s are probably way better. I think, I don't know. Personally, I've never played a 60s or 50s Gibson, so I can't really speak to that, but there is I suppose there's the feeling that the workmanship was better back then. The wood they were using was higher grade or whatever, and the pickups were wound particularly well or whatever. But I've heard people say like half of them are terrible. They don't play well and they don't sound great. And I've heard other people say that there's the greatest things in sliced bread. So I don't know. Either way, I'm probably never going to have the money to spend that amount on a guitar, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, that's my understanding. It's more or less just investment. That's all. Probably find better. And I think we've had a conversation before in the chat here that the whole 59 thing is way overdone by Gibson. It's just a marketing thing at this point, especially when they're just putting in burst bookers and saying, hey, it's a 59 guitar. But anyway, it's all good. Money H2O is here and he's given a super chat of the $5. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate you. It says, you can call me a dirty hippie all you want. We both know you can't quit me. Hey, you're not the dirty hippie. Listen, it's all good. You're the other person in that equation. Anyway, great to see you, Money H2O. Always great to see you. And thank you, sir, for being such a dirty hippie. Badfing 2 says, hit those likes, people. Indeed, hit the like, people. That's always a great way to show your love to the channel on all the videos. That'd be super cool. And make sure if you're watching one of the videos I put out this week or last week or whenever, try and watch it all the way to the end. Not because there's anything special at the end. Usually I try to keep some cool information to the end, but also just helps out the YouTube channel. So if you can watch the video all the way to the end, that really helps. And thank you for that. Al says, I keep a guitar right next to my chair. Easy to pick up to practice at downtime or while watching TV. It's a great idea, Al. Yeah, it's definitely helping me out. SB says, same. I have my SG near my desk. I work remotely too, but my new love is with the Classic Vibe Mustang. I promise I'll play. Yeah, it sounds like pretty cool. Classic vibes are always great. I definitely have since I put my guitar, don't tell my boss. Hopefully my boss won't be watching. And if you are, I don't play it during work times, I promise. But when I do pick it up, it's even just pick it up for 5 minutes and then, hey, that's a little bit of guitar playing to come back to it later because I might be playing around with a riff or something. It gives me just a reason to pick it up, and just sometimes it's just there and you're like, oh, just take a 5-minute break here. It's all good. Anyway, I work from the minute I start my job to the minute I end it that day. I never touch a guitar or anything other than my work computer. Anyway, Donald DeMille's here. Good to see you, Donald. Says, hey all from Atlanta, Georgia. Good to see you, Donald. Hope all's good in Georgia. Jack Collins says, it might be funny to some of y'all about Jack Daniels, but my best friend John Daniels, that played in the same band with me, died not too long ago. I don't take very kindly to the Daniels deal. Jack, I don't think anyone meant anything against you like that. No one was trying to make light of anything. So do apologize to you for that. But honestly, it was just, I'm sure, just some gentle kidding around. So please don't take offense to anything like that. Richard says to Ryan Byrne, what year is your special? How do you like the pickups? So I'm sure Ryan will let us know. Glenn says, yeah, hit those buttons or else you feel the wrath of Marcia. Yeah, you don't want to feel the wrath of Marcia. Ryan says, we eventually upgraded to a 14-inch color TV, no remote, just the knobs, when me and my sister got an NES in 1990. That's the way it went. Yeah. It was probably not too long after that when I was picking up my TV for the Sega. I know, I can't remember how old I was, but I was excited. T-Ball says, looks like my cancer has made a comeback. I won't be responding much. I'll just sit back and listen to everyone's thoughts. Anthony, we're sorry to hear that, man. But hey, listen, you take care of yourself and join us when you can. That's not such great news. But hey, we're all behind you, wishing you well. And yeah, definitely take care of yourself there. Glenn says, sorry to hear that. Ben says, I have both Gibson and Epiphone specials in TV yellow. Very cool, Ben. Mar says, love you, T-Ball. I'm sorry, we are here if we can do anything. Indeed, I echo that for sure. Richard says, sorry, T-Ball, that sucks. You're in my prayers, man. Indeed. And Ben says, yes, the Epiphone's not as yellow, but it's a great guitar. Like really great. So that's cool to know, Ben. Thanks for letting us know. That's super cool. Badfing says, T-Ball, I'm so sorry to hear that. Unsure if you've any faith, but I'll send up a few requests for your blessings. And Anthony says thank you to that. Listen, thanks, Baffing, and thanks everybody for wishing Anthony well, because that's not the best news that we could have had, but hey, we're all here with you, Anthony. Ryan says it's 2012 vintage version with the binding. The pickups are great. I was going to order an extra set for a DIY guitar. Well, that sounds cool, yeah. Micah says, nah, Dave, that's not weird. That's just the way. All my guitars are very fine ladies. Indeed, right? I mean, it's just the way. I mean, look, BB King can call his guitar after a lady, then I can call all of mine after different ones. Although then you run into the problem that I have right now, is where I named a lot of my guitars after my most recent ex, because she had a few different names. And now I pick up a guitar and I'm like, now that name reminds me of sad times. Good times. But anyway, so yeah, just be careful naming your guitars after ladies. Because anyway, Marcia says, hey, I've said I'd happily be a mod. That question is, do you want to take that risk? A talent show, telling you, if you want to be a mod, talent show. Yeah, so get your talent ready for next week. Oh, that sounds creepy. Never mind. Glenn with Dave, your vid for tomorrow should be why I've not been interested in Strats. I'm curious. I don't really have an answer to that. I don't know. Well, I haven't. I mean, I do own a Strat copy. It's a Harley Benton, but it lives in its case. I never take it out of its case. And when I do, I'm like, hey, this is a nice guitar. But yeah, why I've never. I don't know. I know, like, the first guitar I ever played, first electric guitar I ever played was my dad's Fender Strat that was in the house when I was growing up, and it was a Dakota Red. It was a lovely guitar, but yeah, since playing my own guitars or having my own guitars, I've never bought a Strat. Never been super interested in Strats. Don't know why. Because there's a lot of great guitar players I like that primarily play Strats these days, like John Frusciante, for example, or Clapton. I listen to a lot of Clapton. Yeah, so I don't know. Can't give you a reason why, to be honest. So it will be a very short video. Be like, why have I not been interested in Strats? I don't know. Thanks for joining me. My name's Chord Dave. I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon. And until then, yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, for now, we'll just roll on. And if I come up with any ideas, Glenn, on why I think I just find other guitar shapes more interesting and fun. I mean, the Strat's cool and everything. I don't know. And then again, up to last year, I'd never really found a Strat or a Tele that I was like super happy with. And then right at the end of the year, because I had been looking out, I was like, I'm going to buy a Tele. I'm going to find my perfect Tele this year. And then the 40th anniversary came out, and I was like, I'm going to check that out. And I love that one. I think it's great. So that's my Tele now. So yeah, I probably will check out some Strats in, I don't want to say this year, at some point. At some point, for sure. You got me thinking now. Batfink says, cool guitar, Dave. Thanks, Batfink. Yeah, it's a fun one, for sure. Marcia says, sorry, Batfink says, Marcia, the GH mod. No, you can't say that word if you become a mod. That's true. If you become a mod, you can't say GH or the words that it actually stands for. You have to be, what's the word? Respectable? I don't really know what the word means, but Muddy H2O taught it to me. VMAX says, wishing the best, T-Ball. Indeed, we all are. I'm sorry to hear that, T-Ball, says Benny. And Glenn says, Marcia, as a mod, I'll be good. Please, no Hammer of the Mash. SB sending best wishes, T-Ball. Indeed, glad to see the community spirit here. Love it, guys. Thanks for that. Scott says, what's everyone's favorite Gibson / Epiphone color? Mine is either Tobacco Sunburst, Cobra Burst, or Smokehouse Burst. You're wrong on all of those, Scott. It's Pelham Blue or Faded Pelham Blue. But thanks for trying. Of course, there's no right or wrong answers. Cobra Burst is an interesting one. I don't know why right now I like the Vermilion Burst. I really like that. I really like Gold Tops, and I would also give a shout out to Cherry Sunbursts. Probably, yeah. So, or Tobacco Burst. I like a lot. Marcia says, but I think actually it's let me say it even more. And Marcia says, in fact, I could auto set it the chat to randomly say everything Dave hates. All right, well, so you're not you're not going to be a mod. That's perfectly fine. You've just literally ruled yourself out right there, Marcia. But it's fine. It's cool. I'm happy with that. So Marcia's now excluded from next week's talent contest, guys. There we go. There we go. I knew it was going to happen. Micah says, Dave, root beer is truly the peak of Les Paul finishes. My main guitar is a 2007 root beer burst, and it's just too beautiful. Well, Micah, you're just going to have to stop making me jealous, dude. I don't know why you're doing this to me, but no, that sounds cool. I do love the root beer burst. I think that my like for that color might be down to the fact that I like root beer and it's very difficult to get it here in Ireland. So, and I think I'm the only Irish person who likes it, and that's why very few people. The rest of my family, for example, think it smells like a hospital. It probably does. I don't know. I like it. Maybe I like hospitals. I don't think so. Badfing says, okay, then everyone voted for Marchez. Go mod with Scott. No, she ruled herself out now. It's too late. It's too late. She said she'd do all the things I did. Don't forget, guys, mods can come and go, but this is my show. That's the motto. So, see, by the way, the last time we appointed a mod, there were some people unhappy with the choice. They were like fearful that Scott Bobfoot would wield his magic hammer like Maxwell and take a few people out of the channel and ban people and stuff like that. Scott technically can ban people, but I can always overrule him and unban people. And it'll be the same with any mods. Anything they do, I will have complete control over. So we may end up adding new mods soon. I don't know. It's not a guarantee. We may, though. And because I see some of the other bigger channels and they have got like 400 mods. I don't think we need that many, considering there's 38 people watching. And we can't have everyone be a mod. But, we'll see. I'm also going to be very selective. So we'll see. People saying that they're going to post things I don't like probably have no chance. I'm just going to say it. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get a couple more at some point. I'm scared now. Gonna backtrack and not appoint any for now. Ryan says, I'd say the Rhino Grey and the transparent blue, midnight blue or black Lucille. Actually, the Rhino Grey looks great in photographs as well. So yeah, what was the actual name for the finish? I think it was 2012 was the only year they did a finish. I think it might have been platinum, and they did Les Paul Studios in platinum. And just pure platinum. The guitar, no matter what you do with the guitar, it looks like it's taken directly from a black and white photo. Like it even looks like one of those, like you put it beside, I don't know, a red guitar. It'll look like the red guitar is in one of those photos. That's only the red has been kept in it and every other color taken out. They look fantastic, and they're studio, so they're fairly cheap for a Gibson. And they're 2012, so they're not spectacular or nothing. But yeah, gray and platinum and silver, they all look great on Les Pauls. Not silver burst though. I just something about it doesn't do it for me. I don't know. Transparent midnight blue I like though. I do have to agree with you. Glenn says my favorite Gibson color is lemon burst. Yeah, I something about lemon bursts makes me want lemonade. I don't know why. It doesn't look like lemonade, but it just makes me think of it. Anyways, that's what so I'm gonna leave you with. So yeah, lemon burst is cool. Let me see, where is that comment gone? Oh man, there we go. Batfing 2 says, let's have a room full of mods, nobody else, and blow the minds of newcomers. I think that'd just be too scary for me, never mind the newcomers. But we'll figure it out someday. Flamed Mahogany Table says, I wish they did the finishes like on the new Epis, like the old ones. The pre-inspired by Epis could easily be mistaken for the Gibby from far away. New ones are kind of ugly. Y'all agree? I don't know if I agree. They definitely keep them different. from so that you would know you're looking at an Epiphone. But the untrained eye or the less passionate eye wouldn't have a clue. But yeah, things like for example, the Carina guitars. You can tell that the ones that just came out, you can tell that those are different from the Gibson Carinas just by looking at them. And you know that the more orangey ones are the Epiphone ones because they use a different finish on that. So yeah, I wish they would stop doing things like that. But again, they use different, like they use, obviously you're using poly versus nitro and stuff like that. And there's a lot of other changes to them. So the woods are different and all that. So yeah, you've got a point. I do wish they would make them more similar. Like they should be one-to-one replicas in my mind, but you know, Cesar doesn't agree apparently. DMAX says fave burst colors are iced tea, tobacco, and some sunbursts. There you go. Yeah, those are all pretty cool. Scott says Chicago Blue is really nice. I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure off the top of my head what Chicago Blue is, but I probably do like it. I'm probably, because I do like blue is like a really favored color of mine. You guys may have noticed. Marcia says, I just decided that Agnesi must have a full leather snowsuit. It's not just the jacket. I mean, he probably does. He probably does. I do have a confession, guys. I do have a leather jacket that I wear most of the time also when I'm out. I was keeping that secret, but you guys are bound to find out all my secrets eventually. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah, I'm just a Mark Agnesi wannabe, really. Someday I'll get a job that means nothing at Gibson too. Like, what's his brand director or experience director or something? I could be like niche director, design director. I got some ideas. Humbucker director. I'm like, yeah, put 2 humbuckers in that one. Put 3 humbuckers in that one. There you go. Why have we never made a guitar with 4 humbuckers? Let's do that. See, I got all the ideas, Gibson. Hire me for a job, please. Please don't ever hire me or anyone like me. Thanks. Ryan says Smokehouse and iced tea are nice too. Yeah, I like those. They're pretty cool. Glenn says, I saw a Berserker on Marketplace today near me asking 1,300. That's pretty cool. Someone's selling it for asking price, which is nice. Nice to see. Not everyone's a scalper. Maybe they just bought it to check it out and wanted to sell it on to someone else now. That's pretty cool. Glenn said, or Badfing says, Glenn, the madman, how you doing, pal? Dangerous question. Ryan says, maybe it's only the leather jacket. maybe he's just skiing. Nothing else on but the leather jacket. D-Max says, oh yeah, forgot Smokehouse bursts are cool too. And Mark says, oh my god, Badfing, that's an ingenious idea. Make everyone a mod. Let's see how that works out. I mean, guys, that's not happening. It's not happening. I'd be too scared. You'd all be banning each other all the time. There's some people here I just feel can't be trusted. Badfing says, Marshall does he have the chaps and G-string to match UK Village people? I don't even want to know the answer to that question, Badfing. I'm scarred for life now, just thinking about it. Mark Doolan says, just ordered HB P90 Les Paul Special for £214. We'll let you know how it goes. Man, Mark, very cool. Thanks for joining us, man. That's gonna be a cool one. I think you're gonna like that one. I like what they're doing with the Harley Bentons this year. Some cool stuff coming down what's it called? Coming down the road from Harley Benton this year. I think later in the year they're gonna have some cool stuff. So keep an eye on them for sure. But that's a cool one, and yeah, definitely want to know how it is. Flat says, if it was a low volume 800 unit batch and you knew it was due to extra quality controls and not rushed out the door, you'd give it a pass, but it's just supply manipulation with a fancy print. I mean, that's the best ever explanation I've heard of it. So yeah, it is. Supply manipulation 100%, because all those guitars are sitting in warehouses. I've actually heard that all the suppliers, like all the main dealers, already have all the different guitars in stock. I don't know if that's true. Someone told me. Will not say who, because again, I think I've been fed several pieces of false information so that somebody who may or may not be a president of a certain company can find out who was giving me information. So I'm being very careful with my Epiphone Gibson information. But one of the things I was told recently was that all those guitars are already with the guitar dealers. They're just told you can't release these ones until X date, and that's all the way up. It's every 2 months until the end of the year, I think. So yeah, we're going all the way up to December as far as I'm aware. Maybe October, and then the regular, whatchamacallit, like no art collection one is going to be out at the end of the year. They might even surprise us all, by the way, and do the third art collection one and then put out the regular one. I don't think they're going to, but it's possible because they're trying to catch everyone kind of so they don't realize what's happening. But hey, we'll figure them out because that's what we do. Asian Redneck says, on Gibson, the best colors, in my opinion, are gold top or unburst. On Epiphone, tobacco burst, or the old pre-inspired by Gibson honeyburst. The honeyburst was a cool one. Rich C says, hey folks, good to see you, Rich, hope you're well. And Scott Bogfoot says, if Agnesi had a signature guitar, not that I think he deserves one, but it would have an awesome studded leather jacket case. I mean, you never know. You never know, Mark. Have a chat with Cesar, see if he can do it. Because Cesar's going to bring out his guitar, right? The Gemini, the Greenie replica, or the next up the serial number list to Greenie. That's coming out apparently. So if that is, I'm sure Mark has some stuff he could produce. Mark says, sure, why not? I was thinking full pants. Let's make it a Village People style. I mean, it's not that kind of leather jacket, is it? Maybe. Ryan says, oh yeah, I'm feeling all right now. Was in hospital for a couple of weeks there, but good now, thanks. Glad to hear it, Ryan. Hope all's good. Scott Steves is here. Good to see you, Scott. Let me see. Marcia says, you can't go wrong with any of those. I agree. Rasee says, good, thanks. Hope all is well with everyone today. And Batfink says, Marcia, I want to dress like the Indian chief. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? SB says, he'll get to Dave eventually. Agnesi has a list. Next one is Dr. Phil and the Dalai Lama. He trained like Christian Bale with Liam Neeson in Batman. I don't know. I'm working on my defense. It's all good. That's why I have a few Fenders around. I have one Squire. Never mind, a few Fenders. Glenn says, Dave, did you leave the TV on in the other room hearing background noises, or is it just normal noises in my head? Let me see. Nope, there's nothing on. No, the TV is definitely not on. I hardly ever turn my TV on nowadays. I don't have time for it. But yeah, there's nothing going on. Maybe Carl's movie film show might be recording a show. I don't know. That happens here as well. So he's in the house, so it could be that. T says, stop guys, back in the day the rainbows were in black and white. They were indeed. The internet was all in black and white in the 60s, I believe. Marsh says, as long as you supply your own Indian chief garb. I presume that was for Batfink. But yeah, it's all good. Marcia says, I don't hear anything, Glenn, so it's clearly the voices or the other personalities just trying to break on through to the other side. SB says, to my defense, she was aware of soap when I liked her, and yes, I cringe at myself at photos. I redo my dating profile correctly in 2098. I mean, you could start working on it now. It's all good, man. Hey, listen, people change, things change, opinions change. It's fine. It's fine. Phil McKnight will probably be there. Get a picture. Al says, for NAMM. Yeah, indeed. I think there's going to be quite a few YouTubers there with a lot more time on their hands than they would have had if Gibson and Fender were there. It's not impossible that they will also be in the general area doing stuff. But yeah, my information is that neither of them have any plans to be there. And it's a month away, so they'd have plans if they were going to be there. We'll see. Maybe Cesar found out I was going to be there and he was like, dudes, we got to back out of doing NAMM. Dave's going to be there. He might run into us. Don't be scared, Cesar. We're all friends. We're all friends. Most of us are friends. Glenn says, oh, it's just the normal noises in my head. We all got those, man. It's all good. It's all good. Scott Bogfoot says black and white rainbow is just a gradient smudge in the sky. I mean, that's kind of profound, Scott. I like you should tweet that. Tweet it at me, and we will get some movement going. Although I tweeted out something yesterday and like 3 people have seen it. So Elon Musk is destroying Twitter for people who want to occasionally tweet every 3 months and get seen by millions of people. Apparently, you've got to be active on a platform for it to, I don't know, get you views and stuff on your tweets now. I don't agree with that because I don't like tweeting and I don't like Twitter. So there we go. But having said that, being active on the YouTube channel front has increased my views by exactly minus 3,000 this month so far. So, yes, as the month goes, I had 3,000 more views on the YouTube channel this time last month than I have this time this month. And I have precisely 9 more videos than I had this time last month. So YouTube's good. Anyway, if anyone's interested, I have so far, I don't know if I should even bring this up. Yes, I will. I have so far made, in terms of financials, um, I am €7 down this month on what I made in the entirety of last month. Or no, this time last month, I had made €7 more through YouTube AdSense than I have this month, and I have put out 9 more videos. So you know when I say I hate YouTube, that's why I hate YouTube. Anyway, I'm not here for the money because if I was, I'd have left a long time ago. But I'm just here for the fame and the what do you call them? The roadies, groupies, not the roadies, the groupies. Crap! Now I'm going to get roadie comments. It's going to be a long night. I knew it was going to be a long night when I started. Anyways, Al says, if you see Phil, try filming a short interview with him. I will. I'll get up and be like, hey Phil, how's it going? Let's chat. I wonder if Geek Lord will be there and we can have a chat. Probably not. Al says, hey Scott, is that the name of your next video? Could be. Yeah, Scott Bogfoot presents Black and White Rainbow is just a gradient smudge in the sky. I can see you playing some chords along with that. It'd sound cool. SB says, oh my god, I want to see McKnight fight like the prison weapons. The more brutal, the better. I mean, I feel like we're encouraging violence here, and we need to be careful. Because Phil McKnight would kick his ass. That's all I'm saying. I love the Atari, says Marcia. I mean, yeah, Ataris were cool. Let me see. Baffing says, my brother got me the 8-chord Dave. What's an 8-chord Dave? That's what? 8 CD, 40-page booklet of Lizzie the other day. Very late Crimbo gift, Lizzie, in their prime. Very, very, very cool, Batfink. I do think that would be super awesome. Yeah, Lizzie were awesome. Super cool. D-Max says, go to Gibson Garage in Nashville, Dave. Agnesi was walking around in there when I was there last fall, but I think that's his home base. Talked him into a Leatherburst SG. Oh man. I think you have a high possibility of running into Mark Agnesi at the Gibson Garage. So you met him there, or you saw him there. I know at least 2 other people who were at the Gibson Garage and I had a chat with him as well. So yeah, I think there's a high probability if you go there, he will be there. Nashville's not on the tour list this year. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to be back in the States, to be honest, after this one. So we'll see. Maybe. I mean, it all depends on a lot of different things, different people, different decisions life-wise and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. See, I want to at some point do a 3-chord Dave meetup with folks, but finding the best place. A lot of you guys live in Canada, so maybe we just do it in Canada somewhere. Maybe we do it in a big city somewhere. Maybe nobody turns up and I go home very sad. But no, we go to do something somewhere at some point. But yeah, I don't know. This I'll soon be telling you my plans for this trip, probably in the next couple of weeks. They don't just include LA. I am going somewhere else, but what I will say just before, just in case anyone's watching, is like, oh no, I hope Dave's not coming to my town. I'm not going anywhere that I've ever been before, and I'm not going to meet up with anybody. I'm going to take me a vacation, which is rare. I haven't done that in a long time. Usually when I go somewhere, it's for some work reason or some other project I'm doing. I'm actually taking a vacation as part of my NAMM trip. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to do some work while I'm there too. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Lots of people saying cheers to Muddy H2O. I don't know. Is this like the Muddy fan club, guys? What's going on? Muddy in the house. It certainly is. We love Muddy. We do. He's great. Al says, I was called a dirty hippie back in 1969, long before most of you. I mean, yeah, I haven't been called a dirty hippie in a long time, because when people want to call me a dirty hippie right now, they kind of get scared of me. So, I know the beard, it's the beard. People get scared of the beard. They think you're like some crazy biker dude or something. And I'm like the opposite of that. Baffing says, I can smell that patchouli from here, Money. Yep, that's exactly it. Glenn says, we love that dirty water. Nope. Baffing says, I'm a squeaky clean hippie. I'm a fraghead. So it always smells great. We're glad to hear it. It's important. Benny says to Al, I wasn't called a dirty hippie till the 90s. That sounds like the right time. Mahogany Flames Mahogany Table says, just remember, never buy a guitar that was made on a Monday or a Friday. Hey, my SG was made, or my Flying V was made on a Monday, so saying nothing. But you're right. Yeah, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, they're the ideal days. Micah says, I was called a hippie when I first started growing my hair. Now I'm called Maui or Brian May. Yeah, well, that's cool. You see, the end result is great. I mean, I went through a lot of scragginess with this thing, and now I get a lot of, oh, your beard's impressive, dude. I'm like, really? It's actually a pain in the ass, but all right. So yeah, I am probably the least impressed with my beard of everybody I ever meet. You're like, wow, how long did it take you to grow that beard? It's whatever. So anyway, it's it's just that I lost a razor. Larson, were you called a hippie by previous generation hippies? That's an interesting question. It's an interesting question. I remember, I think like a lot of my friend group would have been called hippies in the 90s. I had long hair and everything. I had longish hair in the 90s. Yeah, it would have been. Some of the not cool people would have called me hippie in school. I didn't care. I was like, whatever, man. Free love. T-Max says, Phil McKnight said he's going to NAMM for a day to socialize. That pedal show guys are going apparently. So also, at least Mick said for people to say hi if they see him there. I'll be saying hi to lots of people for sure. I'm sure I'll see lots and lots of people. Gibson or Fender not being there won't make that much of a difference. People are still going. I mean, as far as I know, you have to have purchased your ticket by now. So, I'm pretty sure everyone was going anyway. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I don't care if Gibson are going to be there because they probably would have kicked me out anyway. So, if you don't know the story, Gibson don't like me particularly because I keep leaking their information, and Cesar told me I was wrong on Instagram directly the last time, and I was right. So he was obviously clearly pissed off. And he wants to know where my information's coming from, but he's not getting that from me. Benny says, Al, no, mostly Generation Xers. Yeah, they're the worst. Micah says, bad thing. No one I know knows that May is a doctor, unfortunately. He's just that old guy Micah looks up to. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty sad in a way that people don't know. They should know. It's the young people today. Well, whatever. It's fine. Grant says, what did Dave say he touches while he works? I mean, it's, just for the industry I'm in, there's a lot of things need to be touched, if you get me. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Things that get touched always get put back where they're supposed to be. Jack Collins says, I have no problem with it, Dave. I love your channel. Glad to hear it, Jack. Hope you were well. And listen, all the best. We always want to just have fun. That's all. SB says, I also have my purple musician's assistant I got from that Google search. I keep it close to relieve tension at work, of course. I don't know. Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about for a second. And then I remembered last week's show. Yeah. And if anyone wasn't here, you missed it. Let's just say AliExpress has some interesting guitar accessories. They're purple, and they have multiple purposes. Anyways, let's just leave that in the past. Batfing says Dr. May is brilliant in a few fields, and always comes across as a good bloke. He does. Batfing says Glenn, he touches his mouse. I don't have a mouse. I'm a trackboard kind of guy, so trackpad, trackboard, whatever. Mike says he got me into guitar, singing, and physics. I thought you were talking about me for a second, but no. Dr. Brian May is a much more reliable role model. He does astrophysics, but he does. Very cool. Badving 2 says, SP, I love the purple stress reliever. Nothing quite like it. Sometimes I use 2 while no one's looking. Don't use 2. That's weird. D-Max says, I'm playing Strat right now, made in Mexico player. Great guitars in my opinion. Hey, listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with them, for sure. See, I don't want to say I'm a fan of Strats because they're just at the bottom of my list. I think but I don't have a specific reason why. I'll probably end up with a couple of nice Strats at some point. Definitely will pick one up at some point. If a Rory made in Mexico came out, I'd be buying it tomorrow. So there you go. Glenn Bailey says 3 chords and my mouse. That's a secret project. You're not supposed to know about. But it's fine. I'll send you a new invite. Benny says no, guys, I don't have a mouse. I'm telling you. Babing says, Jack Collins, I don't know you, so sorry if you took that offensively. No worries there, I'm sure. SB says, exactly, Babing. Jimmy Page said it in an interview somewhere. He does it for the tone. It's all good. It's all good. There's lots of things can affect your tone. Anyways, where was I? In the chat. It keeps doing this thing. YouTube, could you make this not happen? That'd be great. Okay. Oh God, there's a lot of... This is the most Agnesi's been talked about in this episode so far. And there's a long way to go. Where... There I was. No. Yes. Okay. This thing drives me insane. I think I'm at the end of the comments, and then bang, there's 400 more. Great, thanks YouTube. So Chris McCoberg says, just woke up from a nap. Time to cook. And hello. Well, Chris, you're gonna make us hungry. I know you do. Thanks. D-Max says, Chord Dave USA Root Beer Tour 2023. One of the first things I will do when I get off the plane in Los Angeles is, go collect a rental car. And then after that, drive to somewhere near Anaheim. And on my way, get a bottle of root beer. I miss it. It's been 3 years. So, anyways, you don't want to know that I'm going to go get a bottle of root beer. But, it's fine. Then I'm going to walk over to the Anaheim Convention Center, take some photographs, and be like, I did it. I got to NAMM. Yay. Batfink says, Dave, get a Paisley telly. I can't put mine down, and I barely touched my Epi LP since December. I literally have a list of guitar brands to check out in my notebook, and Paisley is number 3 or something, because I think you told me, Batfink, and you and a couple others. But so it's on a list of things to check. The problem is I've had this since I knew I was going to go to NAMM. I was like, don't buy any more guitars. And that includes cheap ones and expensive ones and everything. So I'm really trying hard not to buy any guitars until I get back from NAMM at the earliest. And that's That's just over a month away, so I can make it. I can make it. NAMM is a month away. I might make it. I have emailed several guitar shops in the past couple of weeks being like, you still got that guitar? And they're like, yeah, you want it? Maybe. So I've been close to making a purchase, but I haven't yet. So hopefully I can hold out until after now, but we'll see. Marcia says, a 3-chord overlord. Hey, listen, this is my channel. I'm the one who, started this channel. So I know. I have the power anyway. That's all. I have all the power. Who likes power? Who's interested in dudes with power? I have all the power on this channel. So that's in my dating profile now. I have the power on my YouTube channel. Scott Brower says, I love the shade of blue Gibson used on Rick Beato's signature guitar. It's a cool one. It's a Pelham blue. It's pretty much a Pelham blue. It's just the way it looks slightly different because of the way the grain, the wood is like less finished than it would be on other ones. So it sits slightly differently, I believe. But yeah, it's pretty much a Pelham blue. I love it. I love it. Batting 2 says SB to tones is what it's all about. I'm worried about what you could possibly mean, but Ryan says I got a Strat and I loved it for about a week. There you go. Interestingly, I know Colin from Guitaristas, who we all love and respect, he is not a fan of Strats either. So and I maybe should ask him why. But yeah, he said a few times that he's not a big fan of Strats. Benny says, oh, we can't all be mods, but Marcia said so. I mean, we can all be mods on Marcia's channel if she wants to make us a mod. In fact, that's the rule. If you want to be a mod on this channel, you got to make me a mod on your channel, and I'll be a mod on everyone's channel, and then I'll just take over YouTube as a mod of all the channels. Is there a Guinness World Record for the person who is the mod on the most number of YouTube channels? And can it be me? Can I have all the YouTube mod access? That'd be cool. Flamed Mahogany Table says to Ryan, what made you sell it? Good question. Amar says, no, I think Batfink said so. Well, if somebody said so, but it's not happening. Glenn says, I love my Strat, but changing the strings with a floating bridge, pain in the, I don't know what the A stands for. Mar says, I just said, that's brilliant. SB, yes, the tones. I heard Robert Plant used another booger one to get that falsetto. Hey, listen. Bigger one. Okay, well, yeah, I know what you were getting at. SB says some lemon bursts look amazing. Others look like a mustard shart. Well, there you go. It is what it is. I love you guys on a Saturday. You're awesome. Ryan says the knobs in the way pissed me off. The giant frets felt weird, neck radius, etc. Yeah, I get you. Strats are fine. They're just, no guitar is going to be everyone's cup of tea all the time. Guys, give me like 20 seconds. I will just take a quick break. I'll be back to you in 30 seconds. Okay, we are back. So thanks for that. So let's see. I think 2 says, I now declare you all mods in the name of the International Cockwomble Federation. Rolling. Scott says, Dave, how the Slash book going? It's good. It's good. It's exciting. I love it. It's weird because I bought it because I had a little bit of extra money. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was a bonus at work or something happened in August last year. And I was like, oh, I think it was the guitar tricks when they actually paid me the money that they owed me. And by the way, they have a special on this week. If you want to sign up for them, you'll get a 99. You get a big discount, and they'll pay me some money. Maybe, I don't know. We won't go into it, but they keep emailing me with these offers. By the way, and I'm like, nah. But the Slash book is great. So I bought it, I've never bought a book for $250 before. I bought lots of books. Bookshelves over here behind me, behind the camera, are full of books. I have books up there, I have books over here. I'm reading this book. I have these books. I like books. But I never spent that much on a book before. And when it came, it's signed by Slash, but like he was clearly sent 1,000 pieces of paper to sign at some point, and then they've glued that piece of paper into the book. Whatever. The book's really well done. It's really well done. There's enough information in it to keep you excited, keep you kind of flipping the pages, but not that much information that takes over the photography of the book, which is the main point of it. It's a coffee table book with lots of pictures of guitars that are very cool. And you guys will have seen I did a video this week about the Slash prototypes. I'd be very, very, very surprised if there isn't a Slash Explorer coming. Because I don't know, what is the one that's in the thumbnail of that video that has no tone or no control knobs? You guys have seen it, right? I think I still have it here to show you guys. Let me see. Well, I just show you the thumbnail. I guess that's the best way of going about it. Yeah, that one. Gibson leaked Slash model. All right. So yeah, but there's stuff in there. There's hidden gems, and some of the guitars in it are very, very cool. However, and here's the thing. The book is selling ridiculously on the secondhand market, and I'm not like a sell it kind of person, but I was tempted when I saw that they were selling for over $1,000. But yeah, check it out. This Explorer has no control knobs, as you can see, which is weird, and I just wonder what the fuck they're doing. Could you see them putting 4 control knobs and a 3-way switch in like a Les Paul-y area, well, below the tailpiece, the stop bar, but just below that? Would they do that? Because I think they would. I think that's what the 3-ways up the top there. Sorry, but the 4 controls. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, to see something like that happen. And that's pictured directly from the book of Slash with his gold top Explorer. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out, because I give you all the information directly from the book. It's cool. I love it. I like the book. I don't know if I'm the kind of person who owns a $250 book though. But you know, they are selling for like $1,000 on the secondhand market, which I think is crazy. That's guitar money. So I don't know. I'll have to stay off eBay. We'll figure it out. Anyway, Ryan says, I got the Lemon Burst Gibson LP standard last year. It looked okay, but the yellow was just too bright. They used Custom Shop 30 Lemon Burst for the photos, which look much better. Interesting. SB says the Coronas look amazing, but if you get one, take the poly off and refin it with nitro to get the correct hardware. Just imagine you get a super close replica for under $2,000. It's Carina. I know someone who loves Carina. I don't know why. I also used to know a girl called Carina, and I didn't know guitars were made out of a wood called Carina at that time. So that was a long time ago. So anyway. That is something you could do, SB. It'd be fun. What a project. Batfing says, Marsha, you've been told. I don't know what's going on here. Marsha says, I actually been modding experience dating back to 1997. I was a mod for AOL years ago. Among others, I admin a Facebook group since 2004. I have a whole modding resume, so I must be good at it. Listen, this is not an interview, all right? And I'm also going to call into question whether or not you have adminned a Facebook group since 2004. So yeah, it's under review, but it's not an interview. Marsh says that particular Facebook group is very, very large. Ryan says direction director. Yes, that'd be a good job. Gibson could give me that. I like it. Batfink says I can't type for S-hit, so it'd be a hilarious mod. Indeed. Mahogany Flamed mahogany table. Has anyone else noticed some Les Pauls being really pale in the center? It's even worse when there's more red in the middle. I haven't been looking at them too closely to notice it yet, but I'll be looking at them more over the summer, say. So I will definitely keep an eye out for that for sure. SB says Agnesi is Chief Executive Officer of Hand Stimulation. How dare you say he's not important? He also replaces those mints in the men's bathroom. And of course, they say flush authentic. I love it. I love it. Marcia says, we love Scott. Hope you know that, bud. We're just being stupid. No, listen, hey. Scott and I talked when he was being made the mod that we would have other mods at some point. But he was definitely going to be the only mod for a long time. And no decisions has been made. But if you want to be a mod, let me know. Because, don't want to put all the pressure on Scott. He does a lot of good work. The thing is you got to be careful when you're a mod because you have high expectations. Ryan says he's Gibson's version of a fluffer. I love that there might be one or two people who are like, what's that mean? I'm not telling you. Glenn says, Marcia, if you become a mod, do I have to pay the TDC tax like I do Dr. Evil Wrench and stay from being booted off the channel? Hey, if anyone's paying a tax to me or for me, it goes directly to me. All right, don't be falling for no mods or extortion. No need for that. Benny Larson says, Marcia, you're too experienced for us. Indeed, it sounds like you're over qualified for the job. So something fishy going on there. Flamed Mahogany Table says, I know there's talented people at Gibson, but some of the new Les Paul faded 60s look terrible, in my humble opinion. Listen, that is the thing. There are talented people at Gibson. A lot of Gibsons come out of factory great and wonderful. You do mention there color-wise. I mean, yeah, listen, absolutely, 100%. There are some great people at Gibson. There's also some people that don't really give a shit about their job, and that's true. If you guys watch Agu Fish, he recently unboxed a brand new Gibson Murphy Lab guitar, and there's a really terrible fret issue, like on a $7,000 guitar. Not worth it to go through that. You buy a $7,000 guitar, in my opinion, you should open the case and the feckin' thing should be perfect in every way. I hate the fact that, look, I'm not saying a $2,000 guitar is cheap, because it's not, but I would understand there being silly issues like that on a cheaper guitar in their range, like a 2,000 to 3,000. I think at that price you still should expect perfection out of the case, but I let them away with it. When someone's paying for a custom shop Murphy Lab guitar and it arrives unplayable, that's ridiculous. When someone pays 10,000 and they get a ridiculously just wrongly placed bridge, that shouldn't happen. And it happens with Gibsons too much. And I've never had a bad Gibson, I will have to say. So I've never had it personally, but there's people in the chat room today who've had terrible experiences with brand new expensive Gibsons. And while there's a lot of people, it's probably a case of 20% bad, 80% good. 20% is way too high for that. But your point, Flamed Mahogany Table, that there is some talented people at Gibson is very true. There's some great people there, and they do great work, and they make great guitars. Unfortunately, I think they're let down by some of their co-workers who just don't give a shit. So there you go. And the whole company is let down by those people. I could go on a rant, but I won't. I'll save it for the... No, I won't. I won't make a video about that. Dave could be in charge of case candy at Gibson. Glenn, I love your idea, man. You know what? There'd be actual candy in it. So there you go. SB says, don't laugh, Badfink. They're suing. They sued a hand lube company because apparently they ripped off Gibson's Agnesi hand frenzy recipe. It wouldn't surprise me. They sue everybody, man. I'm fully expecting a cease and desist letter at some point. Like, stop leaking our information. Like, no, you can't make me. I mean, they can sue me all they want. I don't have to abide by the laws of Nashville, as far as I'm aware. I'm in Ireland. I can do whatever I want. Marcia says, I wouldn't ask for anything. I wouldn't refuse any such gifts, taxes, payments if they showed up at my doorstep. Hey, this is my YouTube channel. I get all the gifts, taxes, and the payments and bribes. That's how it works. This is what I started the channel for, so I could take bribes. Ryan says, the new faded look terrible. I'll say the new classic LP faded is nice, but not the standards. I agree. I'm not a big fan of the faded thing they're doing. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me for some reason, especially when I would assume the faded look should be cheaper. But that's just me. I don't like it. I don't like it. SB says, really? I saw in photos only the faded SG and it looks great. Maybe not in person. I'm gonna say, like, I just don't like the faded ones. I think I like the new SG's Epiphone ones. I think it looks good on that, but I don't like. But those are like 600-700 for like whatever they're charging for the Gibson faded ones. I'm like, no, it looks like you've cheaped out on the finish there. I don't know, but that's, again, not seeing them in person, so I could be wrong. Maybe in person I'd feel differently about them. Benny says to Glenn, of course you have to pay. We all do. Hey, who's paying who? and why? Anyways. Oh, hang on. I'm getting proof of somebody's involvement in a Facebook group since 2004. Joined 16 years ago. All right. I'm just going to tell you this right now. 2004 was 19 years ago. So there we go. We've asserted that you lied in your application. So I don't know. We'll put it to a vote. Let's do it. Let's put it to a vote. All right. Totally anonymous, guys. What's your T22? All right. You can now answer the question. Should Marsha be a mod on this channel? You have till the end of the stream to vote. It's completely anonymous, I think, but we'll find out. And the results of the poll won't matter. So I'll make a decision one way or the other. But it, it's all good. Let's just see what we get in the poll. And now YouTube's done that thing again where it's messed up my comments. So thanks for that, YouTube. Appreciate it. Okay. Scott says, I dislike the fade burst when it doesn't go around the bottom, but that's what you're talking about. That's like the blueberry burst and stuff where it's just at the top. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Flamed Mahogany Table says, I'm sure the SGs are fine. It's pretty hard to mess up straight up red. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. Batfink says, I love humbucker pickups. That's not what you said, but I'm just going to say humbucker. But SB says, honey burst, iced tea burst, lemon burst. So the Downton Abbey collection, what's next? Gibson, the Beef Wellington burst? Possibly, they've got some ideas. It depends what Slash and Bonamassa want to do, because they're pretty much in control of what happens. Ryan says, I don't like those either, Scott. The ones I meant are those new satin flamed LP standards. Glenn says, Dave, is your leather jacket as nice as Carl's? Mine's nicer. It's a fancier one. I do all the fancy stuff. Yeah, I got it on a really good sale. I think it's nicer, but he would probably disagree with me on that. He disagrees with me on a lot of things. Ryan says, SB a medium rare burst would be sweet. Oh, that'd be interesting. It would be anyway. SB says, true, Ryan. Also, they're not using a great flame tops like the ones they released in 2019. The flame isn't as great as those earlier ones. Marcia says Dave needs to wear his leather jacket and the hat we spoke about recently in an upcoming video. No. SB says I want Gibson to make kombucha bursts, but say kombucha like Benoit Blanc. Well, okay. They might. If they're listening to this show, which they may be, we will see. Badfing says Marcia can, then he can do a Rob Halford tribute. I mean, that's not what I want to do. Crystal Coburg says Epiphone need to bring out a line of affordable Firebirds and RDs, period. Have they ever made a non-reverse Firebird? Don't think so. Get on it, Gibson /Epiphone. Yeah, they might do something. I'm expecting to see some big changes. I'll be surprised to see some sort of big-ish announcement in the next few weeks from Gibson. A lot of stuff being announced. So even though they're not going to NAMM, they're going to use that time, I think, because the thing is, those stores and businesses that buy guitars still need to buy them, even though a lot of the big companies are going direct to consumer as well. A lot of people like myself have dealt with, say, Thomann or Andertons or Sweetwater or whoever for a long period of time, so they still like those relationships and will still go back to those retailers. Personally, I will be buying guitars from Thomann still, so anything I like that I see it now, I'll be seeing if Thomann have it in stock and trying to buy it from there. So loyalty and all that. Got to build my loyalty points. Did I have loyalty points? I wish they did. But anyway, the thing is, I'd expect them to have some sort of information coming out in the next month or so about updates to some of their series and collections and all that sort of stuff. So keep an eye, because I will let you guys know as soon as I know solid information. They also might not do it, but that's what I expect. I think Fender the next couple of weeks are going to have some big announcements. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. Ryan says SB, the new flame tops are generally terrible. The AA tops from 2019 and earlier were better, but the AAA and CS stuff now. Better than the AAA and CS stuff now. Yeah, the flame tops, I think they just go through periods where they just can't get good ones. And it appears to be one of those times where, and then they'll come back with some super flamey stuff as soon as they can. I'm sure they're working on that, to be honest. And Ryan says maybe a third of AA tops look decent. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think about a third is fine, or not fine, but is right. Let me see. Glenn Bailey says, yes, Chris, I'm waiting for new Firebirds from Epi. Mark says, hey, Chris, what's cooking? Yes, I agree. No, because then I'm going to get hungry. Don't tell me what's cooking. SB says, exactly. Also, a good buy could be one of those failed Murphy Labs that cracked. Refin it properly, and you save like 5k. If you can get your hands on one, that's not a bad thing as well. And if you can get it refinned properly. Dennis Ellis is here. Good to see you. Dennis says, hey, Dave. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all warm and dry. Indeed. Yeah, good stuff, Dennis. Glad to see you. Flamed Mahogany Table says, if you want a pretty Les Paul, you unfortunately need to pay a premium for a dealer exclusive run. They usually get AAA tops. Yeah, or buy another one. So the mid-teens had some pretty good tops, and so did the early, or maybe the late 2000s had some pretty good tops as well. Scott says, do Robbie Krieger from The Doors have signature guitar? Not recently. He did have an SG, I believe, at some point. I can't remember when it was. I'm pretty sure he did have one, though. Let me see how the poll is going. We have had 22 votes. Oh, interesting. Interesting results so far. Interesting. Can I add a selection at this point? No. I was going to add something else, but it's fine. We'll just leave it as is. Can I vote? No, apparently I can't. All right, fine. Well, good stuff. So far, Marcia, 91% of your fellow channel viewers think that you should be a mod. No, it says 9%. And then Chord Dave says no. Because I know what you did. I'm just kidding. We'll see. The campaign is strong. The campaign is strong, so we'll see what happens. Chris McCoburg says, I find McKnight a little phony. I can't get into it anymore. He laughs. Nothing too much. It's weird. He is very knowledgeable, but it's just not my cup. Chris, listen, what I would always say, and I think there's people like this related to me as well, like they just don't like my style on camera or what I talk about, or think I talk a lot of nonsense. It's all fine, because you know what, there's a lot of great YouTube channels out there talking about guitars, and if you like my channel, that's cool, and I love you for it. If you don't like my channel, that's cool too. You will find one that you like, or 12 that you like, which is often the case. But yeah, look, not everyone can be everyone's cup of tea, so I completely get that. There's people as well, people on YouTube who I used to like, who now I just don't like their videos anymore. They just went off the boil, or they started making stuff just to be a successful YouTuber. And there could be, like, people could look at my channel this week and be like, Dave, you're pumping out videos this month. You're doing one video every day this month because you're trying to become more popular on YouTube. That's true. But I have a reason and a couple of other things I want to do because of YouTube that I need to grow the channel for. And also I'm trying to revitalize my whole interest in doing YouTube and seeing some success from it. I'm also, I don't know if you've realized this from the videos I've gone out, I'm sure some of you have, I'm experimenting with different types of content, see what works and what doesn't. So far, my takeaway is talking about music or musicians is not going to do so well. Talking about guitars and guitarists, even though they are musicians, like, for example, the Slash video, done quite well. Jimmy Page video with a terrible thumbnail did very well, or quite well for the channel at the moment. So yeah, I'm playing around with things. I'm putting out different kinds of content purposely to find out what works, what doesn't. So my channel's up in the air a little bit at the minute, but whole point being, you'll like some things that some people do, you won't like other things that they do. But all in all, there's lots of choice out there. Some very cool YouTubers in the guitar space right now, and hopefully they all keep pumping out great content. And there's others. Look, I don't think you will all like me forever. Some of you will like me for a little while, and then some of you will be like, in 6 months time, be like, remember that 3-chord fella? What was his name? He was interesting. And that's fine. That happens to me. I watch people on YouTube and then I go, oh, I haven't watched that person in 6 months. I wonder, are they still making videos? And they come and go, so it happens. You just gotta realize it's okay to wake up one day and be like, I don't like that channel anymore. Don't do that with people. Don't wake up one day and be like, I'm not talking to that person anymore, and don't talk to them. Don't tell them why. That's not a cool thing to do. When it comes to your YouTube channels, you don't have to tell Phil McKnight you don't like him. It's all good. He's got a bajillion subscribers anyway, so he doesn't care. but the point I was trying to make is, it's okay to not like popular channels. There's a lot of popular channels I don't like and used to like them. So I won't name them. No, I won't name them. Batfink 2 says, I like the new Les Paul Stovetop. It's a bit odd and smells like turkey. Well, at least the case does. Interesting, Batfink. That actually, I don't know why. It reminds me of the Les Paul, what did they call it? The classic rock tops. And it was like there was a marble top and a granite top and stuff like that. 2015, I think. Those were cool. They should do those again. They don't do enough quirky, cool things, in my opinion, anymore. SB says, ooh, speaking of Aggifish, I got a light age Murphy Lab custom. Oh, I saw he got, yeah, insane, but he pointed out the plastics aren't aged. And man, those Q things at Murphy level, damn. Sloppy AF. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Nice looking guitar, and if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. Chris McCoburg says, hey Marsha, on the menu tonight is curried potato soup with naan bread, mango chutney. Yeah. Well, anyways, I don't want to get hungry, so I'm just going to skip past that one. The young gentleman Muddy H2O said, loving the new videos. Every time I hear that new music start, I always feel there's a chance Ron Jeremy makes an appearance. I mean, I think he's banned from YouTube right now, so probably not going to happen. But thank you, sir. You were most kind. Ryan says, or send it to that refund company that does exact replicas, Heritage or something. Forget the name. Scott says, I'm really liking the daily vids. Well, thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. I said lots of experimental ones coming. I'm doing different like run times, different ideas, things I've wanted to do for a long time, like shorter videos, but like interesting ones. I'm not putting the pressure on having to hit 8 minutes. There's a lot of YouTubers will tell you you got to have an 8 minute long video or it won't do well. Taking that off and just seeing, will a 5 minute video do well? Will a 6 minute video? Things like that. So we will see lots of change over the next 3 weeks. 3 weeks left. So we'll see. And I'm also going to try at some point and batch record a few videos, see how that goes. If I do that, the videos will go straight up on Patreon. So if you want to be 3 days ahead of people, you know what to do. Hit the link for Patreon in the description. Free trials are available, so check them out. DMAC says Rev Amps will be at NAMM. They're good guys, Canadian company. Yeah, I have them on my list to check out. I have the map marked out of who I want to go see and where I want to go see them. Some of the ones I want to go see will surprise you, because I think they're going to do interesting things and they're crazy. Things like as well, I'm going to see some well-known companies that are going to be there. But yeah, I have some interesting thoughts and hopes and dreams for what will happen at NAMM. Hopefully it just won't be terrible. That's all I hope. But it'll be fun. I've never been to NAMM. I'm going to be there next month, so I'm excited. SB says almost all gear reviewers are just guitar nerds. The only one I stand is Colin from Guitaristas. The others are either nerds or salesmen, and I'm tired of video selling things. Speaking of selling things, have you seen this Coca-Cola bottle opener? It is the coolest one. You can get your... no, you can't. I don't know. It was given to me. I don't know where you'd buy it. But yeah, you're right. The ones I dislike, I'm not going to call anyone out or say anything or name channels or anything. The ones I dislike are the ones that, hey, I found this cool guitar. Look at this. It's super cool and it's by this brand. You should check them out. And they don't tell you that it's an ad or it's a sponsored video or whatever. That annoys me. Or I've seen a couple of things where it'll be like, oh, I'm going to try this technique. Oh, this guitar I'm playing, by the way, is my new blah, blah, blah. And I got it, recently. I haven't been able to stop playing this thing, blah, blah, blah. And then you never see the guitar again on the channel. And it's clearly they've been told to promote that guitar for that video. Hey, there's a few people out there who are unscrupulous and do things like that. I would hate to knock anyone for doing it because they're just trying to make money at the end of the day. And it's hard to make money on YouTube, guys. It really is. So that's what they're doing. I just wish they would say, by the way, this company sent me this guitar to tell you guys it's flipping great. Or you're watching the guitar. This company told me. You're like, that company didn't give you a $10,000 guitar. Someone else did. So anyway, I'm just jealous because nobody sends me $10,000 guitars. That's all. Guys, I'm tired. I'm grumpy. It's getting late. So never mind anything I say for the next 10 minutes. Chris says, me too, I like the dailies. Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Chris also says, has anyone watched any Castaway videos yet? Pretty sweet island that are out the Philippines, right? Out towards the Philippines. The Philippines is a cool place. I've been there a few times, worked on a few projects. It's very hot out there. Very hot. And it's a cool place, though. The people are very nice out there. And you can have just a blast. Like, we went to some really high-end places. Should not have let people like us in, but it was fun. My favorite story, we went to so it was my birthday when we were there one year, and there was 5 of us, 4 Australians and me, an Irish person, and we walked into this place, like a chicken wings place, and they had a special offer, all you can drink margaritas for like $5, like the equivalent of $5, and 4 Australians and an Irish person was probably the last group they thought would walk into the store when they set that offer. So it was my birthday also. So we had a reason to party. So we got some I can't remember, food of some description, and and we all got the margaritas, and we drank so many margaritas that they had to go out to the liquor store to buy, or alcohol store, or off license, whatever they call it in that part of the world, to buy more of the stuff to make margaritas with. They ran out. And what was funny was they kept trying to take our glasses to be like, oh, sorry, you can't, we can't give you your glass. You have your glass. That's it. But we wouldn't let them. It was funny. And also like it's just like hitting the jackpot, like $5 all you can drink for the rest of the day. uh Greatest lunch I've ever had. Anyways, also, weird side note, I don't use a bookmark. I use a 50 peso note from the Philippines as my bookmark because it's worth about €1. So yeah, random fact about the Philippines. And all that just to say I haven't really watched the Castaway videos, but I will. I'll get to them at some point. I just feel like, and I don't know, you guys can correct me, I feel like it's all going to be sponsored guitar content. I don't know. Marcia says, I'd love to see a new modern Firebird or modern Explorer design where the neck doesn't stick out like a giraffe. Surely there could be a way to tweak that. Everyone says they're awkward to play. I think like the Flying V, you probably just have to find your way to play it. I don't know. I haven't played an Explorer or Firebird recently, so I can't really remember. But I know when I bought my Flying V, for example, if Muddy H2O hadn't been a member of the channel at the time, I probably would still be holding it wrong. The Flying V, I mean. The Flying V. Anyway, so yeah, maybe you just got to find your way. Ryan says, flamed mahogany table, you can find them here and there, but generally, yeah, you need to get a AAA exclusives to be sure it's nice. Marshall says, yum, Chris, was it last week you weren't here? We missed hearing your menu. Indeed, yeah, we did. Marshall, yes, it can be a little neck heavy at times, but I've played a few that are well balanced. Scott says, Dave, at NAMM, you can point out to people playing guitars that other people want to see them too. Yeah, well, I'll do as much as I can. And I have a feeling like I'm going to be the first day I'm going to be like a child at Disneyland, which is around the corner. So maybe I can just go to Disneyland. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. But I do feel like I'll be a little excited the first day. So hopefully I get everything I want done. I'm like spending a lot of time planning it out, which booths I'm going to, which areas I'm going to spend the most time in and stuff like that. So, and of course, as soon as I walk in the door of the place, probably all the plans go out the window, but that's what I'm doing anyway. Glenn says, I've seen a few Castaway vids. Place looks very nice, or looks like a nice place even. Indeed. Well, I know where they went. It's a nice place. I don't know the full details. It can be hit and miss. Like, for example, there are places that don't have flushing toilets and stuff like that. That's a challenge. I'm sure they stayed in a nice place that does. Chris says, yes, Marsha, I missed last week. Was drinking bourbon with a few mates and it got wild. There you go. We all got to hit up 3-Chord Bourbon, get them to sponsor the show here, by the way, the Saturday night show. That'd be brilliant. We need a sponsor for this show. That'd be super cool. Just the Saturday night live, 3-Chord Dave live shows. Ryan says you can usually find Agnesi at the Gibson garage, usually in the bathroom stall. We won't mention what goes on in there. Chris says, yes, Glenn, it does. And SB says you can find any sniffing Sharpies in the bathroom. See, sometimes I fear that these comments about Mr. Agnesi and other fellows will be clipped and I'll then get in trouble. People will be like, hey, did you say this about me on your show? And then they'll be like, I have a video of you saying it. So listen, I authentically did not say that. I was just reading the comments. I read authentic. I hope you guys know that. Batfink says, I proudly got booted from Twitter, liberal haven. I don't know about that. I don't know, because I stay away from political stuff online as much as possible. What I go on Twitter for usually is to find guitar related information or crypto related information. And both of those things are slim on the ground right now. Well, it's the stuff I'm looking for. So Ryan says he's the reason the toilet tanks are so clean. Oh my God. Buffing2 says, oops, sorry, no politics. They're all self-serving knobs. Anyway, everyone's a self-serving knob for sure. Mar says, Scott Bugfoot, I enjoy the daily vids too. I really think the big problem is that Dave needs a social media presence. All the big channels always say they built their name on other platforms. No, I refuse to be active on other social media platforms. As you guys know, I have an Instagram. I occasionally post on it, usually books I'm reading at the minute, and the odd like picture of guitar things, but I just can't get fired. I've been trying for years. When it comes to Twitter, speaking again of my ex, she was always trying to get me to go to like be more on it on Twitter, be more active on it and stuff, and Instagram. I just don't like those platforms. I just think they're a waste of fucking time. But you're probably right, Marshall. Maybe if I was tweeting and Instagramming all the time, I'd get a bajillion subscribers. I don't really care about it. Like, here's my ideal thing to happen on the channel. I just want, let's say for a month, everyone on who watches a Geek Lord video gets recommended a Chord Dave video, and they come and watch the Chord Dave video and they're like, hey, this guy talks about guitars. I like the way he talks about guitars. Let's check out his channel, and they all subscribe. I'd get probably 50 or 60,000 subscribers, but would all those people like my content? Yeah, probably. So anyway, I do my best. I just put out videos that I think I would like to watch. That's how I gauge whether or not a topic is interesting. And there has been weeks and times and days where I'm like, I don't think that's an interesting video, so I haven't put out anything. And this month very much is about me trying to break that in myself so that I can put out a video and trust you guys to find it and the audience to find it, because I'm sure will be an audience for most things. But yeah, my ideal is that people who just like guitar videos will find me because they're watching other guitar channels that are making similar types of content, and will like it. And listen, you guys found me and you guys like it, and there's 7,000 people have hit that subscribe button at some point. So it might take me 20 years to get to 100,000, but it's fine. It's all good. You know, I'll just have ups and downs about my feelings about whether I want to make YouTube forever. And of course, and I have pressures on time as well, because I do lots of other things other than YouTube. And sometimes I'm like, well, YouTube can just take a back seat this week. So that's what I'm trying to knock out. I'm just trying to stop that by doing daily videos. But what I will do is just keep going and see what works. And then what I'll do actually, guys, so end of the month, I have videos not planned, but I plan to make a video all the way up to April 1st. And then I'm probably going to take a week or so to just review everything and see what worked, what didn't work, how I felt about things, whether I want to put out a daily video, whether I want to put out a video every 3 days, whether I want to put one video out a week, but maybe more of a longer type of video, the way Colin does. He only puts out one video a week, but like really in-depth stuff. I wouldn't be doing what Colin does. I'd be doing something different, like more in-depth stories and stuff. Anyway, we'll see. So far it's going well, and I appreciate you guys being so positive about the daily videos and stuff, so thank you for that. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever be the social media guy unless I hire somebody to do it for me, and I don't think I want to do that. Flame Mahogany Table says, Ryan, I find that AA tops lend themselves really well to plainish tops with some figuring, wide flame if that's your cup of tea. But yeah, if you want that explosive top, you got to go triple. True. You guys got it in one there. SB said, laughing my ass off. We're destroying ADC. Let's wish him the best. He's a good dude, I'm sure. He authentically is a good dude. Authentically. I'm sure of it. Scott says, hey, got hooked on Sharpies once, coloring his red leather jacket black. Oh, Scott, you know that's true. Baffing says, Dave, some of those big tough roadies we've seen near Glory Holes. Oh man, I knew those roadie comments were coming. I did. Chris says, I just sparked something called Power Sherb that my neighbor gave me. Guess it's going to be stoned while I cook. What could go wrong? I mean, it's just, it seems to have worked so far. It's all good. SB says, let's address something weird but magical. JC Curly has indeed have curls. X-Files music. He does, SB. Benny says, I haven't been a biker since my bicycle got stolen. I had a bicycle stolen years ago. I still feel bad about it. I was like 15. Yeah, thought it was cool. It was a pretty cool bike. Anyway. um, SB says, lies. Gibson goes incognito because Ignici goes into drag at NAMM. Not for Gibson, just for personal fetish. Hey, that's probably true. Robert says, Dave, with a beer like that, you ought to move to Adelaide. You'll fit in nicely here. You can you can plait it and stick different colored beads in it. Cool. You know, all my Australian friends are from Melbourne, so I think if I moved there, I'd have to go to that part of Australia. I don't know how far away is Adelaide. It's quite far away, right? Because Australia's massive. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. It's huge. But of course you know. But yeah, it's fun. I was only there for a very short time. I'd love to go back someday soon. Maybe I'll take in Adelaide next time. Badfing says, Dave, did you hear about the windbag and the sock puppets? They opened for Oasis at Wembley last week during a small tornado. I heard they were fantastic, actually. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to witness that magnificence in person myself. Micah says, yeah, Dave, those youngins, definitely not a youngin myself. I forget, Micah, that you may be slightly younger than the core audience around here, but it's all good. We're happy to have you, more than happy, and super super happy with the young folk of the day. I feel like I'm just getting myself in trouble the more I say. Baffing says, Benny, yeah, that Bjorn guys isn't who you think he is. I'm concerned. Chris McCoburg says, Dave, have you ever played an ES175? I'm not a big Gibson fan, but damn, those are some nice hollow bodies. I've never played an ES175, no. But I do appreciate pretty much every ES guitar is on my bucket list at some point. I think what I will do, so I've spoken before about like one of my, I don't say goals, but something I'd love to do is have a Gibson guitar from every decade, since from the 50s up to today. So I think I'd be looking at an ES125T if I go that route. And then, I mean, the 225, if I could get a good one though, that'd be great. But they're expensive. So yeah, but a 125T is probably what I would look at. But I mean, I love them. The ES guitars, I think they're very, very cool. So yeah, never played one though. So hopefully we'll get the chance to at some point soon. Going to Norms, so hopefully hopefully they'll let me feck around on a few guitars. SB says he changes the special room inside Gibson Garage, the Gibson closet. Yeah, for sure. Scott says, did Izzy play 175 or 125? Yeah, that's a great question. So Izzy played a number of guitars that you wouldn't expect. I don't think that, well, top of my head, it's just not coming to me right now. I can see the guitar. It's a white one. It's a jumbo or more of a jumbo. What guitar is it? It'll come back to me. Chris and Coburg, it's a 175D. There you go. Yeah. Is it a 175D? I'm going to give it to you. I think it is a 175D. D for dual, as in dual pickups. It looks right, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Because I can see that guitar that Izzy used to play in the videos. Let's see. Grandpa Joe says, greetings, Dave, and all today. Good to see you, Grandpa Joe. Hope you're well. Scott says the Gibson crawl space. I mean, you know, it's all good. Glenn says, new product, the Chord Dave purple mouse. Maybe not. Maybe not. Vincent Doyle says, evening all, listening in from Vienna. No guitar shops in this town. That's cool, Vincent. Hope you're doing well down there in Vienna. I have a friend of mine who loves Vienna, has been there many times. I would tell you why, but this is a family show. No, I hear it's a great city, and maybe I'll get around there someday. Let me see. Baffing 2 says DDP Classic 69 purple. I don't know about that. SB rental car, root beer, couple of hippies, very nice plan. Maybe the one hippie. We'll see how it goes. Chris from Coburg says Izzy's white ES175 went up for auction in 2021 for 50 G's. Damn, that's a lot. SB, he forgot about the meeting with the cute god cousin. That's secret, Glenn. You're not supposed to give out all my secrets. SB says, I'm so taken by Izzy. What a rock goddess. Please somebody open the window because I'm hurt. All right, SB. I know it's getting late, man. We're all good. Marsh is going well on the old poll there, guys. 93% of the 27 votes say that she should be a mod, and just 7% say no. That's interesting. If you want to vote, you can find the thing there. There is still 32 people watching, so about 5 people watching maybe haven't voted. Have a vote. Do you think Marcia should be a mod? It's completely non-binding, so if the vote says yes, it doesn't mean she becomes one, by the way. She'll be maybe in the running for the next I nearly said goth cousin. I mean, maybe she has a goth cousin. I don't know. It's getting late. I'm very tired. It's been a long week working, making YouTube videos, making YouTube videos. Yeah, wow. Crystal Coke says, I guess Izzy can be a goddess. It's 2023. Hey, who are we to argue? Izzy Hale, I think you're talking about, or Lizzie Hale, is it? Yeah. Anyways, I was talking about GNR's Izzy, the coolest member. Well, I mean, Izzy was pretty cool. I think Duff's the coolest member of Guns N' Roses, but then all the Slash people will be like, but you love Slash. Why are you saying that now? And I do love Slash, but I just think Duff is a little bit cooler. Anyways, SB says, this just needs to check his purple accessory still hidden from visits. Maybe that's his signature model right there. Ryan says, Dave has an impressive, serious face. You don't want to see my seriousness side. Anyway, yeah. Friend of mine told me once, I got really pissed off one time with him, and he was like, oh shit, you're actually pissed off this time. I was like, how do you know? He's like, I can see it in your face. So anyway, it takes a lot to piss me off, to be honest. So anyway, we won't get into it now. Marge said, Dave said he only loves us and thinks we're awesome on a Saturday. Did I hear that right? Yep. No, I love you guys all the time. Monday, I think you're all right, but I don't really like anyone on Mondays. The rest of the week, you're all my friends. Chris said, yes, Marsha, I think you did. Tearing up now. No, guys, don't. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Ryan says, nah, Glenn, she got a job on a cruise ship. She's an international problem now. Good stuff. Glenn, new T. I'm the mod of all mods. I like it. Marsh says, anyone think the Slash book will land in local libraries? Considering there was only 1,000 of them made, I would be surprised. Well, there's only 1,000 of each version, so that's the deluxe version. There's the custom version, which is slightly bigger, actually, but they were $1,000 each. And as much as I love Slash, I wasn't going to give Gibson $1,000 for a book. So, SB says, Guitar Trick's best trick is tax fraud. I know from time to time they watch the channel still, so I'm not going to make a comment. But they soured my whole let's get some free subscription affiliate payments on the channel. I'm pretty sure that's what I got the money for, to buy the book. Anyways, SB says, I joke, but that one night might be super close to reality. You never know. You never know. Chris McGoldberg says, Marcia will end up online for 3 times the price a few weeks from now. I think Geeklord bought out all the copies for resale. No knobs is good knobs, says Chris. People like playing with knobs. Marcia says, we should all get together to buy one and then mail it to each other to read and then donate it to a library just as an FU to Gibson for charging a crazy amount for a book. It's, you know what it is? It's Agnesi. He's a coffee table book kind of guy. He did a very short run series of the Mark Agnesi show with some people in his living room, and he had coffee table books. I've always thought they were kind of a silly idea, expensive book of photographs. But when it's guitar related, it's kind of approved expenditure. So yeah, I don't know. They're all, as I said, they're already selling for over $1,000 for that version, which is the $250 version. So we'll see. I'm gonna make some more content with it. I think what I'm gonna do is do like a page by page turn video, so you guys will all be able to check it out for free without posting it or sending it anywhere. I don't know if they'll sue me for that, but we'll figure it out. Chris says, good idea. Shipping will be cheaper than buying a copy. The book's really heavy, guys. It will cost the same as shipping a guitar. It's about £8, the book. So yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea. So Scott says, tone of volume that you can't roll back doesn't sound like something Slash would do. That's true. That's true. Benny says, Dave, by the way, you should promote your vids in the community section from some channels. I only get community posts in my recommended feed. I think you can even embed vids. That's a good idea, Benny. I should try and remember to do that. I'll have a look at it. Thanks for the suggestion. I will for sure think about it and look into it. I've used the community tab a few times, but not as much as I should, I believe. Absolutely. Okay. Let's have a look here. We're way over time already. Chris McColbrook says, Jazz Masters are the coolest guitars. Change my mind and go. Well, Jazz Masters are fine and everything, but they're not SGs, so they're not the coolest. But thanks for your suggestion. Glenn says, sorry, Chris, the BC Rich Bitch is the coolest guitar. No, it's not. It's cool. It's a fine guitar. It's not the coolest. Muddy says, I feel bad for those people that have received several bad Gibsons, whoever they are. Yeah, so do I, Muddy. You know, some people. Just to let out a secret, it was Muddy H2O. My knees hurt says, howdy folks, I'm lurking. I'm making a ton of pierogies. Hands are covered in flour. Good to see you, my knees hurt. Hope you're doing well. And thanks for letting us know that pierogies, that's a food. I could eat that. Now I'm hungry. You guys are making me hungry. Flash says, guitars are very like hurls. It's down to preference and what suits your unique taste, but everyone knows a bad hurl. Indeed, quite an Irish reference too. So guys, it's that in reference to hurling the game, the Irish sport. That is the instrument for playing that sport. And yeah, it's true. Good one. Can be down to personal preference, but everyone knows a bad one. For sure. Never much of a player myself, but I would still know about her if I picked one up. Anyways, Mar says, I sent Dave screenshots of the group. I've been admin since 2004. I can't post a link here because it won't let me. I'm on other groups, but that's the longest one. Well, that's not the picture you sent me. I'm just kidding. So 2004. Oh crap. That is a long time ago. But what I will say is that don't impress me much because I'm Shania Twain. Also, you must have like signed up to Facebook on like the first day it started, because that's crazy times. Yeah, 2004 was when Facebook started. So you were on Facebook on day one as a mod of the group, which is fine. I mean, that can happen. I just hate Facebook so much. I just think it's just terrible. All social media, all I see on social media is political arguments that I have no interest in joining from either end of the argument. Anyway, Al says, I haven't heard of Gibson problems lately. I think, it's just jumped up. There's no way I'm getting through all these comments. There's at least another half an hour to go. Where are we? Where was the comment from Al? Just have to go all this way up. Wow, yeah. So we're way. Jesus. I'm about an hour behind at the minute. All right. Where are we? Where's what I was at? Oh man. Guys, I'm gonna have to end up skipping a load of comments here because it's just there's way too many for me to get through everything. Right now, I'd be here till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Al had said, I haven't heard of Gibson problems lately. I think QC has gotten better. All companies have QC problems during the coof, as they couldn't produce enough. Her NAMM Fenders have problems. Yeah, the big problems. I know Agrifish has, like, he's been kind of saying, like, Gibson doesn't have that many problems. Their QC thing's overblown, and then he gets like an expensive guitar and there's a big QC problem with it. So there you go. We have they have been better, I think, recently, but they've also been bad at the same time. So what I'll say is I've seen a lot more people report things that were super obvious that they should never have left the factory, but they have left the factory. Tell me what I'm gonna do, guys. We'll give it another 5 to 10 minutes or so, and we'll see how far we get. I know I'm not going to get through everyone. I'm going to just try and get through as many as I can. So bear with me, and thank you so much for all of your chats and involvement today. It's been super cool. Glenn says, was Facebook around in 2004? It started in 2004. I just Googled it, so it did. Al says, Dave does math very badly. Marcia says, yes, it was only open to college students. There you go. Glenn says, I already paid her, so I vote yes. I knew there was a reason you were getting votes. Anthony Thornhill says, just saying hello. I'll have to get back to work. Dave, I've been enjoying the recent videos. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Benny says, samosas are nice. Samosas are nice. Yeah, I agree with that. Marcia says, reason says 16 years is because Facebook didn't start posting stats until several years. Oh, there's that. There you go. There's a reason. Come on. It's all good. It's all good. Whoever voted no is doomed, says Al. 10% of votes say no, which is 2.9 votes. So 0.9 of a person said no. Badping says, Marcia, please donate that 10,000 in my bank account by next Wednesday, okay? Chris says, I want to know who the 6% is that says no. I think I know who it is. I'm really glad it is an anonymous vote, because there'd be hell to pay. Vincent says, bought a new Gibson LP faded in Waltons for 1,600 back in 2008, and those are amazing, but not sure about the recent ones. Yeah, the faded ones, the older faded ones were a lot cooler than the new ones, I think. But the new ones, I think they're like standards, which it doesn't make sense to be fadeds to be standards. But anyway, it's just personal thing though. But I think the old fadeds are cool. Chris Coburg says, William, the answer is yes, plus Doc Martens for desert boots. Chris says, lots of mirrors in the NAMM. I'm gonna skip past that one. Let me see. Everyone have a great St. Patrick's Day, says Dennis. Indeed, Dennis, you make sure you have a good one too, and it'll be lots of fun. It's Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. So it'll be fun, because it'll be a day off work. Yay! Guys, I got an email from Thoman saying they're expanding their warehouse space and getting bigger. Yeah, so it's going to be super cool. Yeah, I believe they've got big plans. Baffing says, never mind Mod Marsha for president. Throw that brain donor, that guy out. Anyways, I like that Dr. Wrench, Dr. Evil Wrench and Mod Marsha. What a team they could be. Want to get a HB Les Paul special for 211, can't go wrong. Yeah, I mean, they make good platforms for sure. And they're pretty good straight out of the box from what I've experienced with Harley Benton. Al says, a few years ago, my mother, wife, and girlfriend had birthdays on St. Pat's Day, and I worked it out successfully. Oops, did I say that? Al, be careful. This is, just be careful. Good stuff. Womp womp. Dave can't vote. Hey, I've got profiles. Maybe I can change it. And my vote is for 80%. So just be careful. Chris says, can I get voted in the cook and get a little chef hat icon? That'd be fun. I'd like that indeed. You guys are funny. Baffing 2, Benny says Baffing 2, I think he's too old to donate his brain. Dr. Frankenstein wants them younger. See what you're doing there. Marcia says it's important to be genuine on YouTube. That's true. I don't think everyone is, but that is very good. A very good point. Wayne McConnell says, greetings from Canada. Good to see you, Wayne. Hope you're well. As I said, I am skipping a lot there to try and get through some of the comments because there's way too many to get through in the one night. You guys are killing it tonight. It was super cool. Baffing2 says, Muddy, he's going to prison for molesting that thong. Whoa, that was his job at one time. Ron Jeremy, yeah, he's in trouble. Let me see. Muddy says, Chris from Coburg. Fun fact: my grandmother went on a few dates with Rocket Richard. That is a fun fact. I didn't know my name was Rocket Richard, but here you go. That made me think of Wayne's World, and she rode her bike into the car. Yeah. The Wrangler Fender video was great. That's something I think is pretty cool. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, that was, and I laughed so hard when I saw that they were doing that, and I thought, why not make the video? Just because it kind of snuck under the radar. I only saw it a couple of days after it was announced. Anyways. What have we got here? Chris from Coburg agreed she was one cool granny. I have a pic of them together somewhere. Grew up a Habs fan in the Roy era. I don't know what that means, but I presume it's a weirdly sexual related sentence. Sounds like it. I think too says Ace is a prime example of not being a shredder. His playing just sounds great. Ace really, yeah, absolutely. Marcia says it's not only annoying, but it's illegal in the US. You have to say if you got a free sample discount or being sponsored, etc. by law. You do, and it's in the YouTube terms and conditions that you also have to do it. But people be bitches, and also people are like, I can get around this by being, a little bit sneaky. And they don't always do it. And high profile, and when I say high profile, I mean celebrities get called out for it and get fined and stuff like that all the time. But someone on YouTube's not going to get in too much trouble for one video and stuff like that. So they get away with it. But yeah, there's several channels I know of that do it. I will say no names, except I will say that Ryan mentions a few comments down here. So if you want to know, Ryan does mention a couple of people who do that from time to time. Not all the time, but from time to time. But Almac says, Dave, I'm excited for your trip to NAMM. I'm really hoping you get us peasants some good footage. Don't be shy with the camera. I won't be shy. Yeah, that's never been a problem. And I've traveled solo a lot over the years. And yeah, when you do that, you kind of have to be out there. And I'm not an introvert. I just don't like people generally. So yeah, I can be fine. I can be all right for a couple of days at a show. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, Marcia says, I'm excited for Dave's trip too. I'm going to send him some brand names to go check out. You can do that. Yeah, I have a big list already, and I have a map of where all the places are going to be. So I will be planning out my route. Who knows how well I will stick to that route? We'll find out. Flamed Mahogany Table says, I think I know one of the people he's talking about. I think he's transparent about it, but his vids still come off as ads. There's a couple of people who are like that. See, I can't really name anyone, but in terms of what I was talking about, there's channels who kind of sneakily make ads, and then they're like, oh, by the way, this was an ad. And then there's others that are just like, they're very sneaky about it. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But what I'll say is if you watch a lot of videos, you'll see people being genuine, and they should always have that little thing come up. Doesn't matter whether they're saying it or not. A little thing should always come up and saying product placements or product promotion or whatever it says. That should always come up if they've received something for it. Scott says, thanks for everything, Dave. A great show as always. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate everything you do in the show. Marcia says Cesar isn't going because he's scared of Dave. I think that's the reason. Glenn says we're all scared of Dave. Should be. Flamed Mahogany Table says Dave's probably 6'7". I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just I'm 7'6". No, I'm just about 6 foot. So just over 6 foot, maybe just 6.5 feet. Yeah, I'm not too scary. I'm kind of boxy, so that's the kind of look scary that way. Chris McCobrick says, I'm not scared. He's getting giant Canadian bear hug if we ever meet. I'm all for it, Chris. It'd be super cool. Benny says, Marcia, there are laws for that in Europe too. There are quite strict laws. So let me see. Marcia says, why do people always call during 3CD? I don't know. You should tell them to be more strict. Be like, what are you guys doing calling me at this hour? It's Chord Dave time. Anyways, T said, have we forgotten that there was a guitar shortage recently? I'd say Gibson took advantage and got rid of the worst wood. Shops full of second-rate tops at high prices, $2,400 for an LP standard. That's very true. They made guitars out of everything they could, and they even made several guitars out of several pieces of wood. But there you go. Yeah. Anyways, it's all good. Let me see if we can jump through a few more. Chris McCobrick says, Dave, you ever decide to leave YouTube? We all have to exchange vitals, emails, etc. And Marcia says, I think Dave is a smart dude. You're trying to bribe your way into the flattery, into the mod position. We'll see what happens. Appreciate that, Marcia. Thank you. You guys know I love you guys, and YouTube's just a bit of a pain in the arse. That's all when you're working on it. Marcia says, well, you don't need to hire anyone. You're always there are ways to enlist some human helpers or automate the posts. I don't know, but I gotta, no matter what, even if I got someone else to say make all my thumbnails or do all my posts and stuff like that, I'm the kind of person where I need to check it, and it just would add so much more to what I'm doing. And as I've said loads of times, I have other stuff that I'm doing with my time. I don't really have time to be checking over stuff and making sure. I'd just be so yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could let someone do it without being a pain in the ass to them. So anyway, that's all good. Chris McCobrick says, yes, we think Dave is a smart dude also. What are you talking? Well, there you go. Mara says, at least it's not summer. Thankfully, I don't live in Manhattan, where their air gets so thick in the summer that you can taste it and wear it. It is a unique part of the Manhattan experience, all right. Yeah, that's for sure. Manisert says, I have a Guild 335 semi-hollow with Bigsby thing. It's heavy and huge, but it's red. That is what matters most. That'd look pretty cool. Ryan says, best Gibson finishes a whitewash. Forgot about that one. Oh man, I don't know. It's not the worst, I suppose. Flamed Mahogany Table says, are 335s usually heavy? Thought they'd be lighter, at least non-Bigsby one. They're pretty big, this is the thing, so they do tend to be heavier than you expect. But yeah, because of the size of them. That's why they make like 339s now and stuff like that. My niece says, mine's pretty heavy, solid piece of wood that is inside, very dense. Marcia says, I was in the Vienna airport in 1999 for 10 minutes to catch a connecting plane. The officers with Uzis at the gate were lovely. Yeah, it's fun visiting countries that have heavily armed guards at airports. Ryan says, I was surprised they were heavy. Thought they would totally be light like a Gretsch. There you go. Yeah, for sure. Ryan says, I voted no and reported you to YouTube. There you go. That happens. Interesting. The Epi 335s I've tried were pretty average weight-wise. Says Flamed Mahogany Table. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I think for when you look at them, if you've never picked one up, you think they're lighter than they are, the Gibson ones, and then they tend to be heavier. They're quite heavy, to be honest. I think it's down to the size, but there you go. Let me see. Marge says, I don't have a god cousin, but can get one easily. That sounds a bit weird. Where are you getting your cousins from? My niece says you can request books at libraries, but if it's a limited print, yeah, I mean, hey, as I said, I'm going to make a video probably flicking page to page so everyone can see it, and I'm probably getting a lot of trouble for it, but we'll figure it out. If it's in the Library of Congress, can anyone see it? I don't know. I think it depends on how it's published and all that sort of stuff. So it's interesting. And also because it's a photography book, I'm not sure. My niece heart says coffee table books are awesome. Skateboarding, rock and roll make great coffee table books. I don't drink coffee or have a table though. Yeah, true. I do the same. I do the same. But anyway, holy crap! An £8 book. If you send it via media mail, it costs a fraction of the regular price. I didn't even know media mail was a thing. But now that I do, I'll have to look into it. 89% now. What the hell? Marshall, look, you had a good run. You only got 90% of the vote, so you know it's too bad. SB says you could make content with it, sell it over sticker, and get a guitar for the channel. You never know. You never know. That's something that we could look at. Let me see. Where we go? It's jumped down a whole lot. Okay, I think I'll just go from where it's after jumping. So I know I missed a lot of great stuff here, guys, but we are half an hour over. This is the longest one we've ever done, I think. Scott would make an awesome co-mod. I'd still let Scott be the main dude. Not trying to step on any toes. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll converse with Scott and let him see what he thinks. Scott says, I'm more like that old guy that says hello at the door in Walmart. There you go. It works, you know. Sharing links and punishing people for not saying and not hitting the like button. That's what you guys do. Ryan says, Walmart really lowered the standards for tour greeter. Now you're lucky to get a nod. There you go. I haven't been to Walmart in a long time, so maybe I'll add it to my NAMM experience. Mar says, I'm not an introvert. I just don't like people. It's like, I want to make a sticker of that, to be honest. Al says, gotta run. My wife heard my confession. Best of luck, Al. Hope you're all right. Hopefully we see you next week. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Nella says, Dave, did you learn a fourth chord yet? I'm working on it, Nella. I'm working on it. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be done by now, for sure. We've gone half hour over. Just not for a long time. There we go. It's been a long one, guys. It's been super cool. But listen, I'm going to cut it off at this point. Thank you so much to everybody for joining. Thanks for, joining, having a great conversation. It's been super cool and I had a lot of fun. So thanks for everything. More videos coming. There should be one every day this week, starting tomorrow and going all the way through to next Saturday, and we'll see then how it goes. So keep an eye out, and don't forget, you can hit the Patreon, get the videos early. So do that if you want to. Free trials are available. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for everything. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon, my friends, and be well.